Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, live on EST on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Apple Music, I forgot to say podcast. However you're listening to us or consuming us, we really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun show today.
I forget that's a thing
Excuse
every
yourself.
time.
Whoa.
Bellsy and Benny are in. Tom and Matt with you here. The four of us will be together for an hour. And then Bellsy and Benny are going to slide out. And from your Edmonton Elks, Royce, Matchie, and Nick Anderson are going to slide on in. So we will talk some Elks in the second hour. First hour, all Andre Iguodala deserving to be the NBA
100%.
Finals
Oh my
MVP.
God, did he ever?
Incredible.
That
It was just a great performance.
year? It was...
Well,
No
I
one
think-
else deserved the NBA Finals that year. It wasn't even close. Iguodala is just the GOAT.
Even I know
Didn't
that.
you mention, so he didn't play game one.
Yeah.
He came in game two
Yeah.
and he put the clamps down.
It was there's a great article I remember reading about that on Steve Kerr. It was I think Mike Brown who
Yeah.
texted him like Iguodala might be a good start.
Yeah.
And then they started him. I don't know if they lost a game the rest of that series. I'd have to go double check that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fully dissect Andre Iguodala being a true NBA Finals MVP and how much he deserves.
You
it.
want to grab the guest shot?
Oh, I'll get that one up there too. So there's no other answers to that
It
one.
is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
The man balled out.
What do I? EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider by Canadian. Sentinel.ca is where you can go find a convenient location nearest you. How are you boys doing today?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's good morning. Good day to debrief yesterday. Now it's like if you're an Oilers fan, get geared up for tomorrow. Because the Oilers are winning this thing in 6, according to Belle.
Did you take a breath like yesterday? Did you just take a breath and be like, okay, now I'm not so upset? Did you go for a walk? What did you do?
I mean, I was fine. It's whatever, but didn't seem like a lot of people in the nasty chat or the text line had the same reaction.
that would never happen.
No, absolutely not.
All rational.
Yeah, all rational,
level-headed,
just reasonable.
clear-conscious
Yeah,
people.
Just level-headed takes that they gave. I don't like. I was fine yesterday. If the Oilers win tomorrow, the narrative is a complete 180. It completely flips. Oilers have home ice for a best of 3 against Florida.
Yeah, it's back to planning the parade.
Yep.
For many.
One win. That's what one win will do.
But that's also what one loss does.
Yeah.
One loss
true.
in this series. Well, I guess that's 2, but
Yeah.
go down in this series by a single game and
Yeah.
everything's over.
World's
Everything's done. I do want to say Chris Knobloch saying one potential lineup change
Yeah.
for tomorrow. Did not confirm a starting goalie, although I did. Rashog has it that Skinner appeared to be in the starter's net, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will once again be a game-time decision. A lot of people speculating that lineup change will be Stetcher in and Klingberg out. So just throwing that out there as well. And Cale Makar has just won the Norris Trophy for the second time in his career.
Nice.
Would you
I'm a big Cale
actually
Makar fan.
think that Stuart Skinner would be
Oh, yeah. He's good.
would be changed? Like, he'd be pulled? Like, I
No, I don't think
see
there's
it.
anyone in this room that thought that.
No, and I just but
There
people,
are
there
some
have been
people that
people that have
want
been
that,
calling
yes.
for it, and I'm like, that's interesting. He's been pretty good.
Well, we threw out his game 4 numbers. I don't care about almost the other ones. The game 4 numbers are just in itself a reason you start Stuart Skinner.
Yep.
Yeah, like the Oilers just weren't very good last game.
The only goal I have a really bad complaint with is the first one. Mm-hmm. That's about it. That
one, he was...
It was rough. That was rough.
They
but-
played it bad, and he played it bad, too.
Like that Verhaeghe shot was unbelievable. I believe
People wanted a save on that one.
I believe some people call that Bar Mexico,
Bar Mexico?
Bar South, obviously.
Oh, gotcha.
Some people call that. No, I'm not going to put that one out there.
What are your kids calling sick shots and snipes now? Because I feel like snipe and BB and laser is from yesteryear.
BB had disappeared a long time ago.
I like BB because it's like
A
hard to
laser,
stop.
a missile.
Yeah, missile.
That's one
Great
for
shot.
sure. They don't really actually call it. They go, ew.
You like good?
Ew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. Ew.
Oh, that
So
goal
I don't
was
think you have
so
to make
evil.
that face.
They do make that face. Ew.
So
Yeah,
if
like
McDavid does
because
something
it's like
really
disgusting.
cool, you go, ew.
I'm not even gonna lie. I
Yeah.
actually like. Ironically, after the move he made on Ekblad on the passage, I screamed "ew"
Yeah. See?
at the Crown Tower.
You gotta get rid of this brain rot.
This is pre-brain rot. This is like this is.
Maddie looked at me like, you're right.
Yeah, no, like
No, this
right.
is pre. This is like we've been saying "ew" since we were like probably 10 years old.
You've been like, around for a while.
Yeah, a long time.
I want to
And it's just like,
defend,
ugh.
like I defend the younger generations for their words because every generation has it. But that what
We just like
Yeah.
that one is like a what? Like,
Yeah.
and with the face too on it,
Yeah.
like ew. And that's
Yeah.
supposed to be good.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Because
there's coffee.
guys will come back to the bench after
Ew,
like a
and that's
sick
good.
move.
Like that was
Now I'm
disgusting.
confused.
Like, it's
If
crazy.
you're eating a meal and you go ew, is it good or bad?
In this case, it's,
In the context
it's good.
of the meal, it doesn't happen.
Don't
It's,
defend
it's
him.
based off of a nice move.
Yes.
I've had to watch it for the last
Yes.
3 or 4
Yes.
years.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna
I'm
imagine
I'm
this.
standing on the bench. Imagine you decide to go out and toe drag some guy,
Like I always
go
do.
bar
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah.
You come back to the bench, you're doing the high five, and guys are like, ew.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
It's silly. I laughed, but I don't like
You
it.
guys would hate our ball hockey bench. You guys would hate it.
Well, Tommy would hate your ball hockey bench for a couple years.
That too.
I can't even
Are you
acknowledge
having a
ball
hard
hockey
time looking at my hoodie right now?
I don't see any. It's just a
Is that
purple
okay? I was
hoodie.
going to ask you about that. Is that ball
So
hockey?
it's our ball
Okay, that's
hockey
what it
team.
was.
We got merch.
No, it's just a hoodie.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a hoodie. I have a polo shirt too. Yeah.
That's good. It's good
pretty-
to have
it's pretty-
a variety of different options
it's
for
pretty
your
cool.
tops.
It's pretty cool. I show up game day prepared.
Game day for what? Like,
My cardio.
that's better. I respect that.
Oh, man.
my non-4 checks. My lazy back checks. I just say the blue line.
Great.
Give me the ball.
Economical, buddy. Yeah.
How old are Nick Anderson and Royce Matchie?
I don't think football players are saying ew. By the way.
Nick Anderson's 25, so he's just a little bit older than you.
I'm curious.
Royce Matchie.
I feel like this is fully
Yeah,
a
he's,
hockey.
so
this-
Royce
this
Matchie is
gotta be a
closer
hockey
to
thing.
our
This is
generation.
fully a
This
hockey
gotta be a
thing.
hockey.
But
thing.
I'm curious now also just about their terminology.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't wait to listen
Boston,
to it.
like we're gonna have to throw a couple
Yeah,
words I
yeah,
think
yeah.
their way and be like, do you know what these words are? Do you use any
Should I
of
start
them?
love
quizzing
that
on
for
brain
you.
or
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
What's Riz?
do they make a
the
big
Riz.
sack and be like, I love that? For, no, I guess you
Love
want
that
like
for
that.
you.
Love
You
that
want that
for you.
opposite.
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you know what aura is?
Are we
First
aura
question.
farmers?
First question.
The
First
Aura one,
question.
yeah.
To Aura Farm, we got to ask for that thumbs up button on YouTube. Click that thumbs up button, subscribe. There's us Aura Farming.
Yeah.
I feel like football guys have just like their own terms.
100%.
Yeah, 'cause it's like a little.
And hockey has its own terms
It's
because
guys, yeah.
they're.
So is ew a hockey term or
I
is
think
it
it's a hockey
I think it's a hockey
Zed
term.
I know,
I think
it's a hockey
whatever.
term.
I think it's a hockey term, but
100%.
it could also be a.
Would I? So if
A
I were to
Z-pack
say,
term.
if I were to say like that pass that McDavid made to Draisaitl, that move was disgusting. Like, would you guys know what I
That's
mean?
been used for decades.
Okay.
Well, or it's
Okay.
like that's sick.
That's sick.
But you don't
Oh,
make the
oh,
face
that's
to it.
Disgust.
No, you have to because
we're
you're like
playing off
you're
disgusting 'cause it's
disgusted by
you.
how nice the move was. That's how you
sick.
do it.
That's disgusting. You.
I understand
that's
the
all,
lineage of
yes.
this.
Yes.
And I'm good with ew. It's the face
Yeah.
that you're supposed to make a face with it. Like
Ew.
that's
Do
the
that
part.
again,
where
Ben.
it's-
Ew.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
beer face.
Yeah.
I could live with just ew.
You have to show that you're disgusted by what that person just did.
No, you don't.
That's
But
what
you're
they're
acknowledging
saying.
the
And I'm just
greatness
telling them
of
that
what
they're
they
wrong
just
in this
did.
one. I will say that they're wrong in that one.
I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you. I think they're absolutely outrageous.
defending them right now.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You kind of are.
No,
I don't.
I'm just trying to
I
help.
don't want to go against you,
I'm trying to help you guys
my friend and
understand
colleague.
I understand where they're coming from.
what they're saying and what they're doing. And trust me, I live on a bench and I hear them say it.
You
I go-
gotta hear
You're
everything.
the coach. Why aren't you fixing that?
I'm trying,
But
guys.
just sits there grumpy.
I'm only one man.
Don't play players. Bench them.
You're right. I'm gonna. You just went down. You toe dragged a guy. You had a disgusting goal.
It wasn't
and then
him
you know
that
what?
said it.
Sit.
Who said it? Not him.
All right.
Who's the one saying ew?
They'll be like, ew. Like, sit.
Sit.
Why, coach? You said ew. That's stupid. Sit down.
Exactly.
I like that.
That's how you fix things. One kid at a time.
That's right. Send that message.
Yeah.
When I was at Nate, I would always mess with the guys because I like being assistant coach because you can. It's a little bit more loose. Guys would make a bad play. It'd be like 10-second shift. I'd be like, change. They're like, what? I'm like, change. Guys would look at me and I'm like, yeah, that was a good play. And I'd look away. and then it'd be like, blank you. And then I just burst out laughing. Like, have a seat. Try again next shift.
Oh, wow. That is vicious.
Oh, it was good.
It's good
Great.
stuff.
Yeah. You got to find ways to be fun with guys and make it fun, especially like guys at Nate, because it's kind of the last kick of the can. You don't want to be just a hard ass the entire time.
That's good hockey, though.
It is good hockey.
Yeah.
I always love
But those
watching
guys,
the CAC.
guys will like tune you out so quick because if you're just consistently just ripping them every single time, so you got to put a little humor and have a little fun, because then at least they're like, okay, like I'll try a little bit harder next time.
I understand that, Rush.
Who's coaching Nate right now?
Scott Felnemeyer.
Felly.
You know him?
Didn't we have him on the show?
Yeah, we had him on. We had him on Hello Hockey,
yeah.
and I have like 6 or 7 friends on that team. So
Oh, okay.
So they've.
Do they still go to the nest before the Wednesday
Nope.
practice?
Nope. The nest closes at like 5
What?
or something. Yeah, it's brutal. It sucks.
We couldn't figure out why our Wednesday practices were so bad every single year. Then we went down to the nest one day,
Oh,
and,
well, there.
and the waitress was like, "Oh yeah, I see your boys all the time before on Wednesdays." Oh, what time? 4:30 to like 5. What are they doing?
But what did you really have to ask that question?
Having snacks.
I just wanted to have verification. Are they having snacks? Having beers? They're definitely having beers. That's why it's so
Nobody
bad.
can make a pass. Guys
No.
are falling down.
Yeah.
The nest was great.
I
What
like
a what
the
a
nest.
great spot.
It is a nice spot.
I went there with Pat when I went to go.
Galenza?
Yeah, we had lunch
He
there.
called me
afterwards.
yesterday.
Did he? Oh, yeah, your monthly checkup?
Yep.
How did that go?
It's good. You I missed an assignment
Oh boy.
somehow.
Which assignment?
It's Jeanette's assignment. I
Do not
it-
cross Jeanette, okay?
No, I love Jeanette. I played
She's the
hockey with
best.
her middle son growing up, Jackson, and
She's
yeah,
awesome.
we're very
I
close to
love
that
Jeanette.
family. Yeah, they're good people. But yeah, I missed an assignment. It's not popping up on my calendar like her class like assignments. So I didn't know I had something due. So yeah, it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, as long as you get in, they won't do
Yeah.
anything about it.
That's okay. I went to Nate. I don't think Nate knows I went there.
Dave Sawchuk does.
Well, Dave Sawchuk's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Tommy G.
Well, see, he wouldn't have been there when Tommy was there. He wasn't there when I was
No,
there.
Dave wasn't.
No.
Pat, obviously. Jeanette, Lamia,
No.
Sly.
Sly left.
She's not there anymore.
She left in after second semester for me. She wasn't there for my
okay.
third. Yeah.
Is this whole
Perry.
station Nate alum?
No, it's a lot.
I guess
So
Trev
Trevin
probably?
and Dusty are both Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Eric, Hernan, Reed, Tommy, myself, Zach, and Benny right now.
and me.
But we're RTA.
Nate.
Yeah, but I'm still part of Nate.
So Nate, so that's
Okay.
eight.
Nate alum.
And then, so then who am I missing? Just Gager and Jay.
Jay's U of A, Gager.
The streets of Vancouver.
Homeschool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mean streets of Kitsilano taught him how to live.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty good.
it's a lot of Nate.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no question.
It is a lot of Nate.
It's a good school. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
I had a good time there.
Yeah.
Well, I miss it to a degree. It was fun without worries.
Yeah.
Life's
Yes.
worries. It was just
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
Big Maple with a great meme says, "Me when Benny is on the Hangout. How do you do, fellow kids?" That's a good one. And then I have one from Coach Mike for Belsey. He says, "Does Belsey think the extra day between games 3 and 4 favors either team?" Coach Mike.
No, I hate it.
But who does it favor? It does it favor one? Like,
I don't think it favors anybody. They're both banged up. So
but after a loss like that, would you rather get on the ice a little quicker or the extra day to try to get it out of your mind? If you're Florida,
I think it was out of their mind the minute they left the locker room because that's what they try to teach you. Right? Like it's one game. Okay, as soon as you're done that game, boom, done. Because you don't want to ride the momentum wave and you don't want to ride the roller coaster of emotions. So you're trying to be as even keeled as possible. So you win a game, great, cool. On to the next. If you lose a game, yeah. Did we do something wrong? Can we fix it? Yep. Okay, done. On to the next.
I like Connor's quote after that game too. He's like, we haven't played our best yet, but it's coming. I feel like it's a good mentality to have after a
Running
game
out
like
of
that.
time.
Yeah.
but the Oilers are great in 4, 5, 6, 7s.
That is true.
Yeah.
These are their games of the series.
Yeah.
That is true.
So that's why Game 4 is just the Oilers win. They're winning the cup. I like
In 6.
that. Was
what
that
I
your
got.
prediction at the start?
Yep.
Wow, so you took the cheap way out. Everyone goes 6.
I took the cheap way
here
out,
we go.
if that's what we're calling it. Ew.
Yeah.
I didn't use that right.
No, you didn't use that right at all.
That's
Yeah.
an actual ew.
Yeah,
Not a
Yeah.
ironic ew.
Yeah.
And stuff, I guess.
recognized my fault immediately. I apologize.
I mean, now that I think about it, we use it in like other sports, but I guess that's because we started in hockey, and like now that we've gone to, like
That does happen.
I'm not gonna lie. 5 minutes in the third period on Tuesday night was Monday, Tuesday. Monday night. Me and my friends we're just chilling on my deck, and we're just like, you know what? Let's go play football. So we went out into a yard and played football 3v3, and I made a one-hand catch, and everyone was like,
Ew.
Yucky.
Yeah, yucky.
That gets followed up with that too.
We're teaching him how to throw a spiral.
You and Yucky are always there together.
Oh, Yucky's in there now?
Yeah.
Yucky.
Because somebody always has to be like, yucky.
Yeah, you always gotta be different from the pack.
And it's
100%.
like, it's almost like, remember Blades of Steel back in the day when everybody's celebrating and they're doing this one?
Yeah.
And the one guy has a glitch and he goes skates off in the corner?
Yeah.
That's the yucky guy.
Makes
I
sense.
get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's always one.
yeah.
Yucky.
Gotta be different.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Blades of Steel?
No, I understand the
Nate the
reference.
Builder never introduced you to
No,
it?
he was a big 94 guy. Him and Jerome would play a lot. He told me he'd spank him. But that's just my dad being cocky. But no, it was just like the classic like NHL games. I think it wasn't like Chris Pronger on the cover of a Blades Steel game or something. I feel like that's
No, he was on the cover of NHL 2000.
Was it 2000?
Yeah, I remember that because he was Hart
Those were
Trophy
great games.
Norris, I think.
Played those on PC.
Those were so did I. They were really good on PC.
They were. I would actually want to replay those ones on a PC again.
I always I did start with the PC playing. I had a couple different systems, but PC was fun.
Yeah.
But you know the one that I loved the absolute most was the PSP.
I never played that. My brother had that.
PSP?
I never got into it.
PSP was hands down the best because guys would get on flights
Yeah, that makes
or
sense.
buses and they would connect, and we'd always do I think Call of Duty was coming out and it was big at that time.
Yeah.
And it'd be like
Yep.
Europeans versus North America. And it'd be like everybody on the team just connected on these PSPs playing. And like it was in the airports, it was the funniest thing ever.
I remember watching the Crosby. There was a Crosby like his year he lost in the Cup final. They did like a documentary or like whatever they followed him around. It was an hour-long thing, and I remember the Pittsburgh team got on the plane. They were playing COD against each other on the PSPs. It was like Fleury, Letang, Sid, Ben Lovejoy, but yeah, I don't know, a bunch of guys who were just sitting there playing the PSP. I was like, that looks sick.
Yeah. We'd always play NHL against each other.
Yeah.
Buffalo was the best because they were just all small, fast guys.
That
It's like a
was
little bit of
the
a
end
cheat
their
code.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they just suck
Yeah.
every year.
PSPs, man.
But next year will be their year.
Sure. PSP, the screen was like what, that big?
Yep.
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 So
Like the whole system was probably about this big, and the
Yeah.
screen was
it
something
was like
that.
a sick Game Boy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best thing ever.
You're right though, Maddie. Like NHL 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 02. That was like
That was the 01,
sweet spot.
2000, 2001, 2002, I think were the three I played.
That was the sweet spot for PC.
Yes.
Before like PlayStation and Xbox just start to blow it out of the water. I know PC. My brother built one because he's a dork, but he's like, it's a better gaming experience.
Which brother?
Guess?
Ollie?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. His whole guest bedroom is an office / gaming room.
Yeah. Yep.
I would love to tell you I'm surprised, but I'm not.
I'm not either, to be honest with you.
No.
I just don't have the time for the gaming.
Oh, he loves it.
We had a DS era, like growing up.
Nintendo
But
DS?
yeah, like that was our like travel game. We would.
I'm surprised Wii wasn't yours.
But this is travel.
we
That'd be harder to
100%.
travel.
Yeah,
People travel with that
We
thing
was
all the time,
absolutely like everyone. We still play. We still play Wii games. We just use it for our time. Like we do it with drinking games. We put it hand in hand. So
That's
it's
how you're supposed to.
For
when
our
you're an
time?
adult.
What do you mean? By
like our age group likes to play Wii like we're kids, but we do it with like drinking now. So like we play
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah.
We play,
so
It's called
did
becoming an
everybody
adult.
else.
I
Ben.
guess. I don't know.
There's a game with the Mario Kart 64.
I'm pretty sure we invented that.
Mario Kart 64, there's the drinking game where you have to finish your beer before the race ends.
I thought that was our thing.
No, are
That
you
was
kidding me?
yours.
Are you
I
trying
thought
to
that was-
claim that?
We call it Beerio Kart.
Oh my god! As if you're trying to
So
claim that.
original.
Oh yeah, you guys came up with everything.
Where you can't drive and drink at the same time. You have to
Yes,
stop your cart.
you have to
God.
drink without driving, but you have to plan it out. Like, did you guys invent fire too? Your generation?
What's that?
Did you guys invent flight?
Oh. Yeah, I thought you were talking drinking games.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your
Way
generation's
up.
everything.
Yeah.
You know, like
You guys didn't start any of that.
I thought that was an
any of that.
original thing that
Where do you
we
think you
had.
guys got it from?
I don't know. Like
somebody
I was
mentioned
like-
it. They thought
Woke
of
up
it.
one day. Let's
Brilliant.
play Bureau Kart. How do you do that? Well, this is what I had in my dreams. You don't drive, you smash a beer, and then you go. You think that came from
guys
just
are
somebody
the
had a
enlightened
dream?
generation.
There's a few things. I think even like I think with Brendan, there's been a few things that have come up where I've said things like, I thought we came up with that. No.
No.
That was our thing.
It wasn't your thing.
What about what
Yeah,
about
which could I'm not even.
This is gonna get frustrating.
what about beer die? Do you guys know what that is? It's another drinking. It's not like a video game or
Roll a
anything.
dice.
Kinda, but like it's a game where it's like a table. You have 2 dice. You have to like throw it up like over like a certain distance up, and then it has to land on the other team's half end of the table, and then you have to catch it as it's like falling off.
Just play beer pong.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
No,
sounds
Pong,
like
Pong,
stupid.
Play beer pong.
Sounds like
Pong's
dumb
gotten-
beer pong.
Pong's gotten too boring for our I think time frame. Like I don't know. We like no.
You guys would get destroyed by our generation. I'll say
I
that
know.
right now.
Honestly, like we turn at least my friend group, we turn like drinking games into like full blown sports. Like it's competitive. Like Pong is too like we play with like if we play Pong, no one wants to like down their beer in the cups because then the balls
That's
get
why you put
sticky.
water in them.
Yeah, we would put
You
water.
put water
but
in them
it's-
and you keep your beer can on the side, and when you take one out, you take a sip from your beer can. There's a very easy way around that.
You guys
You
are
just put a little bit of
softer.
water in there.
You guys are softer than a soup sandwich. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You're worried
Ew.
about the ball going in there?
And beer pong's like a way to flirt
ways
with a
around
girl.
it.
You'd be like, I'll play you. Then you like pretend to lose to her. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
better than you.
Well,
and then
well,
by the end of
that's-
the night, you're making out and got a number, and you're going for a theater or
By
movie
experience?
theater experience that we later. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't throw that one out there. I probably should
It's
have.
called strategy.
Okay, yeah, we played Snipes. You know what Snipes is?
Go
Yes.
on.
Cans on each corner. It's 2v2, and you throw a ping pong ball at the can. If you hit it, you have to. The
Yeah,
other team has
dominated
to
that
go.
game.
The other team has to
Yep.
grab the ping pong ball and hit the can before, and then your teammates
You
drink
got to
it.
try to bury the beer.
Yeah.
No, played that, dominated it.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
One of my
Gen Z. Next.
one of my favorite drinking games is just drinking.
Ah, yes.
How many sips can I take from these cans?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of my
Right.
favorites.
It's fun to
They're
quite fun.
Do you guys play flip cups still?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Or is that too
I-
boring?
I-
Is
no,
that too boring too?
is
You
that
put
not
some
good enough for
cheesy
you guys?
spin on that?
But you can't have the
I
cup.
played-
The lip will touch the table.
I was playing Flip
Yeah.
Cup last
Cup
Saturday.
later.
I was playing Flip Cup last Saturday. It was great.
Flipadelphia.
Okay, there's a song to it, right? Like,
Well, it's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
okay, my
They
friend
did a whole
swears there's a
episode on
song
Flip
for
Cup.
Flip Cup that he keeps trying to sing, but we like don't understand it. So I don't know, but yeah, no, our team won the best of 7 in 6 last Saturday.
Did you read a journal entry about this?
I could have. I was the
like it.
closer. I was the closer. I choked a couple. Like one of the games was on me, but I clutched up a couple
I
times.
remember way too much about it.
I clearly wasn't drinking enough.
The official drink of the EST Hangout is the Finnish long drink legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Longdrink.com/Ken is where you can enter your postal code and find a liquor store or establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock. Or if you're at Rogers Place on Saturday for Game 5, you could pick up the long drink at OE. At these places, they have a partnership with OEG. Reminder, GCLG's Oil Stream pregame show, 5 o'clock tomorrow. Hudson Women Street, West Edmonton.
Yeah.
Hudson's Women Street.
That's right.
In West Edmonton Mall. Tommy will be there for the GCLG's Oil Stream pre and post game shows.
Yesterday, Best Edmonton Mall came out with a new video, and it was about
Reds?
Ed's Rec Room.
Red.
Before it became Reds.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it was
about
Red
Reds.
before it became Ed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a whole. Did you know about this, Bellsy? It was a whole theme. I remember Reds. It was fun. Like it was a good time. But it was like based on like a '60s man cave kind of thing.
Yep.
That was the whole motif. Because they were talking about.
It was Rec Room before Rec Room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they had a house band, I guess, and then like lots of big musicians played there. I do remember Reds being a lot of fun.
Reds was a lot of fun.
And you could still
Eds
smoke
was a lot of
cigarettes there.
fun, and
I don't
then
remember
Eds
that part
got kind of taken over. It turned into a bit of a weird spot towards the end of it, the tail end of it.
Yeah.
But
It was neat.
it's kind of like Rum Jungle.
I love drum.
What a spot!
And Palladium was great.
Palladium was
Palladium was
fantastic.
That's
awesome.
right.
I think there still is one in Toronto. But we got screwed, my family, because we had some points or credits still on our cards. And my parents were taking my brother and I one day, and it's like we turned the corner, it was closed. And we're like, what the hell? How did and they just took our credits.
That was so much fun.
Then that monster truck game that you flip around.
Yeah.
And stuff. Oh, that was a great place.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, we're at Bourbon Street.
Nice.
That's how it's spelled now. Alice Moran will be on the Hangout again
Friday.
If you don't recall, she won. Her and Jonathan Torrens were on Show of the Year last year. They won the EST for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy week. And then tomorrow, Bellsy's back with Jasmine.
All right.
I've bumped Jay to next week. Jay was not happy.
Really? It saves him like 4 hours of his day.
But I bumped him now a couple times on the Fridays, so I do feel bad. He's gonna instead come in on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Suck it, Jay.
Pat Ketty's coming in.
Oh, Patty Ketty.
Yeah,
that's gonna
Patty's
be fun.
coming in on Monday.
He doesn't have anything to say ever.
Pat's going to be fun. Of the Canadian Burhouse. Also, just heads up, Nick Anderson and Royce Matchie coming in at 10 o'clock. Got a pair of tickets to the Edmonton Elks game, their home opener against the Owls, also to give away while they are on here. Those tickets courtesy of Play Alberta, who are the proud presenting partners of Edmonton Sports Talk. Right now, promo codes for the month of June. EST Casino, when you deposit 20 more, get a $50 casino bonus. EST Sports, when you deposit 20 more to get a $50 free bet. Or use YAG50 when you deposit 5 or more and get a $50 free bet. I've taken my free bet and I've put them on the Owls and the Lions. Combine that on a big parlay. I got on the Montreal Alouettes started this week at plus 100 underdogs. They are now the favorite, like minus 120 or something. The line has completely shifted this week, so I got on early with that one, which is nice. And tomorrow in the lock shop will be Huss and I. We'll do best bets for week 2 in the Canadian Football League, because that gets going tomorrow. Can't wait. And just so you're aware, the Sacramento Gold Miners are 1-0 in CFL fantasy.
Oh, I think that's what made me yak last week.
That gave you the ability to go yak last week, so you should forever be indebted to my fantasy league.
You were just like this. I went and popped. I was listening, and then I'm like, "What's going on, Bellsy?" And I quickly popped on, and I look at the screen, and you're like this.
If I could have laid on the floor, I would have laid on the floor.
And I'm like, I saw you the night before, and you were fine. We had a beer, and then what happened?
I shifted to full throttle, buddy.
You kicked it into 6th
I
gear.
literally hit 6.
Wow.
Wow.
You and Pegs, hey, just reuniting and getting after it.
Yeah.
He had quite the night. That's an
Shift, we shifted into 6th gear.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have anything else to say kind of in advance of tomorrow? Like this extra day off, it kind of makes the conversation like...
I think Pags was at the elbow room. That's what we should talk about.
He literally, he said he posted a
He posted, something.
What would you like to talk about with that? I have nothing to say on that one.
Oh, I just find how it's funny that the media just take over certain spots.
What's the Edmonton spot?
Well, they've got a few different ones. Like I think Joey Bell Tower, everybody was there that night.
that's just the standard go-to for everybody.
Yeah.
And then it depends like what type of media you are.
Kelly's has become very popular because of the mayor Derek.
Well, yeah, DVD's going to get a lot of people to go to Kelly's.
People like Bianco.
Yep.
Sherlock Holmes for like the old guard, if you will, is still a staple.
Yeah, the problem with that one is it's not that far.
Close.
It's farther. It feels like it's far compared to when there's so many other ones that are there.
It is true. That is very true. And yes,
Bauer has become a hotspot for the late night crowd.
And then
I don't know what Bauer.
Right by Red Star.
Red Star. It's like 2 blocks from our place.
No.
And then the other one that is kind of like the best hidden secret ever is Honey Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't want too many people to know, but you want them to know.
Yeah, you don't want anybody to know, but like wink, wink.
It's
like
so good.
Go see our boy James and like
Scotty.
bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
This is so out of
Peace.
I've never heard any of those.
You wouldn't
next
deal
time
with
you
it.
have a date, go to Honey Honey.
We've already told you about this.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it.
I know.
And guess how that worked out?
That didn't work out
Yeah.
very well.
Where did you go?
I can see it in your face. I should have listened. It didn't work. Like that was a full acceptance of everything else was saying.
Nope, it was going.
And here's the one I should mention. when people around the league want to get greasy, they go to the pint.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those are all fairly PG, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were going to throw something else out there. Those boys are getting wild.
No.
No, Honey is a good spot. I saw James the other day. He said that they came out with a bunch of new drinks. And I said, okay, are they 1 skulls or 3 skulls? He's like, there's a bunch of 3 scullers. So if you go into this place, Maddie, and you should.
It's literally attached to our building.
Yeah, it is. It's just downstairs to the left.
Yeah.
Avoid 3 skulls or more.
Take Kayla there. Get her a 3 skull. You want to have a fun night.
Is that what Jasmine had?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
That you had to help her with?
Scorpion bowl.
I didn't help her.
I thought you had some.
I didn't help her. I was faking it so much.
Right.
I've told her about it, and she was like, you
So you
rat."
went and you pretended to drink
Oh, I
and you didn't?
100% did. I was not touching that thing.
Okay, that's smart.
It was nasty.
Some days I'm smart. Some days I'm not.
The rum barrel's probably the go-to. That's a very good.
So the more skulls, the more drinks.
Scorpion bowl.
basically.
You
Yeah, it's
avoid
awesome.
at all costs unless there's like 4 guys that want to like
get after it.
drink it together.
Yeah. Now he has a sneaky, dirty, dark arts trick where he will get you with a hit and run with a grog.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
It's not disgusting.
Oh,
it's delicious.
so bad, but it's like a 4 skull.
But guys will be like, what should I get? Because they'll be first timers. They'll be like,
Oh, get the grog.
Navy grog.
But then he'll buy you one as he's leaving, and you're like, "What is this?" He's like, "See ya."
Peace. Enjoy your night. I just did it to Tommy. That's the only person I've done it to.
No, you've done it to others.
Who? Name 2.
Did you do it to Jared and Richie from Modern?
No, I did not.
Thank God. We like those guys.
Yep. Anybody else?
I'm sure you have.
Only
Shawn
you.
McTavish.
No, definitely not.
You didn't do it to Mac.
No,
What
I
about
would
Willie?
bury him.
Yeah, you would bury. And those guys are usually well into the night by the time we see them.
That's about it.
Okay, just me,
you.
I guess. I'm the victim of
It
his
was,
hit and
it
run.
was all love, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I did get somebody else.
You just have to wait long enough, and then the truth will come
Yeah,
out.
but I did
The
get somebody
truth will
else.
come out.
They were so upset, but so happy. They're like, tell that Shawn that was a great night. But whatever drink they gave us, or whatever drink he gave us, blank him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are kind of
they're
the,
good, yeah.
the places that the media and the players and coaching staff and management teams like to go. So if you want to meet one, I guess.
You'll meet Tommy there.
People don't care. There's that jackass. Hello. Smile and wave. Hello.
I want to get to play Alberta's over under, again brought to you by Play Alberta. Promo codes for this month: EST Casino, EST Sports, YAG 50. Looking at tomorrow's game, the over under once again set at 6.5. We have not seen an under in this game. Do you guys think tomorrow's a game where we might see a very low scoring, tighter defensive game?
I predicted yesterday it was a 3-1 game, so I don't know, I guess I gotta die on that hill.
I think it goes back closer to game 1.
Yeah.
Where we
So it'd still be the over.
Yeah.
I would still go with the over, but it'll be a tighter checked game. It won't be as crazy, as squirrely.
I will say this. Here's where I would go the under, possibly. If Stu Skinner is game 4, Stu Skinner, he's giving up 1 or less. So is Bobrovsky going to give up 6?
No. I don't think so.
That would be the way of the
you
under
never
for this
know.
one. If you believe that Stu Skinner is going to continue this game 4 run that he's on, which is undefeated 6-0 in game 4s with a, what was it, 0.95 something save percentage? Less than
9.55.
But was that 5-0 or is that 6-0?
6-0.
Okay. And then goals allowed average was like
2 something?
something like that.
Yeah.
If you believe that's going to continue, then you're expecting Bobrovsky for a 6.5 over under. He would have to give up 6. Or Skinner would have to give up 2. Bobrovsky would have to give up 5 for that over to hit. This might be a game you are looking at an under.
Is this when the series shifts?
To tight checking,
Maybe.
not as crazy.
Like you're saying the style of the series?
Yeah. Because now we're into the it's getting close to crunch time here.
I could see less shenanigans, but I do feel like
There better be less shenanigans
be
from the
less
Oilers to start.
Yeah, like what I was gonna say is that like I feel like Florida shifted their game to less shenanigans. or more disguised shenanigans. And I felt like, I honestly do feel that the Oilers went into a trap. They got baited. They got baited because of the first 2 games. Florida was doing all sorts of nonsense. And then game 3, it's like, okay, if the refs are going to be watching, let's make sure there's no nonsense. And then, the nurse cross check.
Yeah.
You think about that play, that exact play. How many times do you see that every single game?
Yeah.
1,000 times. But the guy goes down fairly easily. Boom, call. Why? Because now the refs are watching. And Florida, because they play the ultimate rat game, they know that. They know that this is okay. Guys, we just got to change it ever so slightly. Yep. Let's get them off their game because they think like, well, we need to get a pound of flesh. Because what have we all talked about for the last couple days?
They need to get a
We need to get a pound of flesh from Bennett because of running into the goaltender. Like, I was at the game and it was like, you got to kill this guy. The fans and stands. I'm like, guys, it's playoffs. You got to be smart about how you do things.
Yeah, and we talk about post game after game too. I liked the idea of what Reed said. You got to show Sam Bennett that what he's doing is not okay. And Reed and I talk about it. It's like, well, you hurt him. You give him a stinger. And listen, I'm not condoning violence, but that's kind of how hockey is. And Edmonton tried to do that, but they completely unraveled. They weren't calculated in their approach.
Yep.
Yeah, like if you're going to go after Sam Bennett, he's not taking those fights. The only guy he's going to take a couple guys he's going to take a fight from, Nuge, McDavid, Draisaitl. If there's any kind of guys that have any kind of pugilistic art to them, not happening.
Yeah.
So you got to be smart. Like, remember what he did to Marchand? Was it 2 years ago? Where he went for that hit, but he punched him right in the lips?
Oh, yeah.
That's the type of play that you need.
Yes.
We talked about it offline. Okay, well, maybe go run a guy and do the old Darian Hatcher. Not saying jump and break a guy's jaw, but what I'm saying is like that's the type of calculation that you need because the minute you fall into those scrums and you're trying to get guys to fight and you're goading them into it, well, they're just laughing in your face. Okay?
Literally.
They're literally laughing in your face. Okay, so let's change this. Kapanen, you're going to start at the red line. You dump that puck into Ekblad's corner, and you wind up as much as you can. You get full speed, and you put his lips right into the glass. And then when he's pissed off, you do it again. And then say, okay, we're going to go you into the Belle knees now.
So you're saying the intention was good in game 3. The execution was completely poor.
Yeah, like I think after the first scrum, when you realize pretty quickly that things weren't going to go the way you wanted it to go, change it up. Reinhart steps on the ice, open season. You're trying to put him in the 15th row of the building. You're trying to put Jones in the 15th row of the building. Leave Mikkola alone because he, obviously he's doing his thing, but it's targeted in who you're going after. Sam Bennett, okay, we know you're not going to fight. Well, guess what? There's a bunch of other guys. Barkov, for example, who's a lot to your team. I'm going after him with everything I have. Then let's see how things go.
Good point.
That would be the only switch I would have made.
If you're on the bench and Brad Marchand skates up to you and is chirping your bench and goes, "We're smarter," and points at his head, how angry would you get? Because I would be furious.
Well, yeah, you're probably upset about it, or you probably just get out of here. But at some point, you probably want to go light bulb on because he was telling the truth. They were smarter in that situation. And once again, I'm not saying what the Oilers did was wrong. Like, I fully enjoyed it. But at the same time, I just would have, okay, you guys don't want to scrum it up? Then we'll start running. Because that's what Florida does.
Yeah.
If you notice, they're not always in the scrums. They're calculated on who they scrum with. But if they want to stir something up, they just start taking heavy runs at people.
Or fall on goalies.
Or fallen goaltenders. But they're calculated with that.
They're going to go after Kane, try to get him off.
Yep. They take runs at Kane, then they laugh at him.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't really do much with Darnell.
No?
No, but they go after McDavid. They go after Draisaitl. They try to take heavy runs at Bouchard. You can see it. You watch it. And then all of a sudden, it's like those guys get frustrated. Then the Canes come in. The Fredericks come in. All these guys now start to come in. And it's like, okay, perfect. Got him. It's like
Dark
fishing.
heads. Yeah.
got a big fish.
Chris the Plumber says, Bellsy 100% right. They got to start shooting at Bobrovsky's head. Those pucks should be ringing his ears. It's from Chris the Plumber.
I'd say shoot the score, but if it's gonna hit off the goalie's head,
Like, that's the thing. Like, I look at games 1 and 2. I don't feel like that's the style that you need to go play. They could have been up 2-0 with that, where you didn't they went and they were hitting guys. They were hitting the Panthers. They were physical.
They were
but
physical.
they didn't get involved in those dark arts and stuff because they didn't need to.
Yeah.
And then they try getting in the dark arts. I just avoid the dark arts
Because they were upset about game 2
yeah.
and the stuff that happened in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Go beat them on the scoreboard and lift the cup.
Yeah.
That'd be the way I look at that instead. And don't worry about these dark arts, because if there's one team you don't want to go up against dark arts with, to me, it's the Panthers. This is their game.
Yep. It's very true.
JCD 780 says, yes, we need someone to take one of their players out, Bennett or Bobrovsky. 5 years from now, no one will remember how the Oilers won it, just that the Oilers won it.
The flip side to that is if you go and you lay out Bobrovsky, let's say, and he gets hurt.
Gone.
yeah,
Gone.
Not that they'll do it to you, to Skinner. They're coming at one of your, or they're going to McDavid. They're going to Draisaitl. Then they're going to send someone themselves, and they'll say the same attitude could be said. Not going to remember how you did it. It's going to be that you won it type thing in the end. So I don't think you want to go injure someone and like with the full intent to injure to fully take them out of a series.
Yeah.
You want to bang them up,
The Oilers just got to get back to their game.
and that's not their game.
No, and what they found a recipe to be successful by being physical, yes, but also utilizing the skill sets that they have. It's a skilled hockey team. It's a fast hockey team, and so they were doing a lot of really good things. And so, sure, you get in this series and you want to match the physicality of Florida because that's one of the things that Florida does well. I understand that, but what Florida does really well is they also goat you into stuff. So the Oilers have to have this fine line of playing that physical game, but also maintaining that skill that they have. You've got the two best players in the series. How do you unlock that? How do you unlock the fact that you're a puck possession team? What are you doing differently to make sure that you're utilizing that skill that you have? So that to me is more important than trying to get into scrums every other whistle. In that particular situation,
Yeah.
Iguodala, I was rolling just
You know
now.
the prices of them? They're on the website because they're different ones. Yeah. Just you have to tell me which ones are which, like which ones are sold.
Okay, yeah, I will. I'll keep track.
So you're gonna have to do inventory.
Oh, yeah,
again.
you will. Yeah.
If that didn't get caught on any of the microphones, Dusty just opened the studio door with a box and said, "Can I sell hats out of this box?" And then Matthew replied, "Do you know the price?" And he goes, "No." Because they're on the website. He goes, "Yeah, I'll keep track of that."
He's not keeping track of that.
The portions of this hour are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buy. Check them out, highproductmarketing.com. Our website, shop EST at the very top. It has our merch here. Apparently, someone's here to buy our hats.
Two cops.
So, cops.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I actually had a very nice cop outside of our building. I had to quickly go somewhere. Went during the third period, was coming back, and they blocked the roads getting into the road to get to our back alley.
Oh.
He had just parked there, and I'm like, dude, like, I need to get there. He's like, you're going to have to go around. I'm like, I live right there. And I had forgot my wallet, too. He's like, can I see some ID? I'm like, I don't even have my ID. And then I showed him registration. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll wave you through. And it was very nice that he actually was like, yeah, no, come on through, as opposed to, sorry, you got to wait.
They block off the entrance to our parking garage?
Well, they blocked off on 103rd Ave. They block off coming
Oh, yeah.
east. So
Like right before you get to Moss?
Right before you get, before you get to the alley.
That makes sense.
And then the other way, because I drove out the other way and I saw a sign that was up coming in that way, I'm wondering, I'd have to go by see what that sign says. I'm wondering if that sign says local traffic only type thing. Because if that says you can't come in, then there's a port of time where we cannot get into our building. We cannot drive into our building for
that
stuff.
Sucks.
So yeah, thankfully that cop it was a good time, and he was just like.
Luckily, there's 4,000 spots downtown. And you
There
just park
are.
there.
There's literally like 20,000 parking
It's just
stalls.
to get people out. I'm trying to get to my
building.
I'm trying to get to my
I'm
spot,
going home.
Belzy.
I'm just stirring the pot.
It's just
Oh my
so I was very
God.
thankful
You
that,
of all
that
people.
whoever that cop was, it was very kind of him. He waved me in, and it was perfect. Because otherwise, I'm like, I'm gonna have to like sit somewhere for like an hour. Sorry, I had to say that.
That's fine. Bunch of texts came.
Well, Sobe Kirk, I dislike these 2-day breaks. Just need game form to happen. That's because of the NBA tonight and the NHL. Well, and the other part is they wouldn't have needed this extra break between the games in Florida if they didn't start the series earlier. They started like that. It was initially announced that we thought maybe June 7th.
Yeah.
It was going to plan out that you'd only have the days off between travel days. But they jumped it a little earlier, so then it got in trouble with the NBA schedule, and that's why the travel. It's a tighter one between 4 and 5. So
Here's an interesting text from James from Victoria. Says, go back and watch the ultra-skilled 1976 Montreal Canadiens beat the Broad Street Bullies Philadelphia Flyers for a blueprint on how to keep your composure. Don't play soft. Hold your ground. Punish them on the power play. The Oilers' power play did not look particularly great.
No.
They got the 1 goal from Perry, but...
Because Florida's been just all about pressure.
Yeah. I understand James's point, though.
Yeah. I agree.
But they were good in the first 2 games, were they not?
They've scored a power play goal in every game.
Yeah.
A PK.
I guess there's been a couple of moments.
Yeah.
There's a couple like back-to-back penalties the Oilers didn't score on
Yeah.
against Florida, I guess.
There's been some power plays where you're like, that was very ineffective.
I'll go back to game 2. There was one moment where I think it was first period when the Oilers were up, and they had a little bit of a 5-on-3, but it was an extended penalty, and they would have continued on. And I wondered if Chris Nalbuck should have taken the timeout there to keep his guys rested and go. I'd said that to Reed, and Reed didn't like. He's like, no, I wouldn't do that. I didn't mind the idea of. I think it would have made the Oilers go up 3-1 or something. Mm-hmm. And I think that could have been a clincher. And I don't know. At times, I feel like I've seen the Oilers get or it might have even been game 1-2 even there, where they got back-to-back penalties. And I was like, I wouldn't mind a timeout to keep those guys on the ice a little bit longer. Personally. What do you?
I'm hearing Dusty.
Yeah.
And he just asked an outlandish question. Something about prison.
To the cops that are here?
Something about prison. I was just like, oh
Who
my.
are they hauling out of here, Trev?
Probably.
Probably Trev.
I remember people at the Bear often got calls from prisoners.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah. On their line, they get a lot of people calling them from prison.
I do remember when I was at CTV Edmonton briefly, a lot of the female reporters and anchors would get letters from prisoners.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess, yeah, you guys, the prisoners' TVs probably just have a CTV up or something. Yeah.
Watching news, yeah.
Yep.
How do we get in there to be
we
the
want
channel of prisoners?
We're already starting to get some weirdos that are just unhinged, so that's good. More the merrier. Just you got to filter out the weirdos.
You ready for next week with the Elks home opener?
I'm not going.
Oh
Season
my!
ticket holder missing game
you're
1.
a terrible season
ticket holder missing
I've got
game
a
1.
golf tournament.
Oh, lot. What time?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, enough time for me to be inebriated. But I'm not going to end up going to the football game.
Perfect.
That's
Extend
why.
the day.
Well,
Extend the day.
Where are you golfing?
Yeah.
ranch
Oh,
Have you golfed much this year?
twice.
How you doing?
Okay.
Were they all tournaments or have they been?
Negative match.
What day is that on?
Oh, match. How did you lose match? I'm assuming. How bad?
It wasn't match. It was just a normal game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love playing match. 2v2s, they're fun.
it is actually pretty fun. It is. That is a fun way to play.
I play with one buddy, and his brother and my brother they're the other team generally. And for whatever reason, my buddy Kyle, we play well with each other. Like we work very well together, and we complement each other. It's crazy. We're actually pretty
Literally,
decent.
like, oh, Kyle, that was a wonderful approach.
Actually, we're very positive. No, but like he's got the better drive. Like and like I don't know. Whenever he seems to have a bad shot, I can bail him out.
Yeah.
I'll have my like.
That's
It's just
good.
we constantly could compete. And my brother and his brother are better overall golfers than Kyle and myself because I bring Kyle down like overall in that. But we just work well.
My baby
I
fade
get
has
it.
been awesome.
Hear what?
My baby fade has been awesome.
Yeah.
Baby fade. It's gone from a power fade to a baby fade.
It's a baby fade.
That's a step in the right direction.
is.
Hey, you
right?
want to? Hey, nothing wrong with a fade as long as you're not saying slice.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what
But
I'm
it doesn't
saying.
go all the way. It's not a power anymore.
Debatable.
Do you still get distance?
Oh yeah.
How far?
I don't know.
Like
Far enough.
He crush
250?
it. He can crush the ball.
Far enough.
No,
250?
he can when he
Yeah,
catches one, it's
250.
like 300.
But with with this fade, what do you?
Oh, I'm probably like a 250, 270
You're
with my
probably-
baby fade.
yeah,
perfect.
but he's on
That's
the
a-
other.
But
fairway.
if I get straight, that thing's going 3.
It's she gone.
Do we have to get you some lessons?
Yeah. No, I want lessons.
Move the tee, move your ball back in your stance slightly, I think. Just slightly.
Murray told me my hips didn't rotate enough. Well, now that I'm working out again, my hips are working.
Oh, okay.
So, let's see.
I have terrible hips. That's what I was told by
You gotta
Michelle.
work well. It's all in the hips,
I
right?
got to work on that.
It's all in the hips.
You golf much?
It's all
Yeah,
in the hips.
I got into it like I played like almost every weekend last summer. Spent way too much money on that. That was bad.
Those are good weeks, but that's a good way to do it.
That was a great summer, though, wasn't
Yeah, it was
it?
great. Oh, I loved it. It was awesome. But yeah, I've only golfed twice, I think, this year to start off. I mean, yeah, I enjoy it. I'm not great at all, but I try. I'm like, I shot under 100 once, but that was a couple mullies on some drives, so not an
It was a
real-
loose hundo.
It was a loose. It was a loose 96.
That one I'm
Loose
fine with.
96.
You're better than Cubbish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet I'm better than.
Well, no, we don't have to bet on that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's working on it, and credit to him to try to get better. I will say, well, first part is I only care if people take mulligans and then brag about a personal best.
Yeah.
You cannot sit there and
No,
tell me
you
I
can't do
got
that.
an
I agree.
82.
I agree.
And it's like, well, I took 2 mulligans. though. No, then you didn't shoot an 82.
Yeah.
You sit there and you say, got a 96, but you grab a couple mulligans. That's good for you. You enjoyed your round, and that's fine. But do not tell me you got this great score and you had even a single mulligan, or you move the ball slightly. Like, no, when you're playing for a personal best, you're in the 70s or low 80s, I expect you to have played golf kind of proper there.
Yeah.
The flip side, I just quickly want to say, I ran into Yaremchuk at the Oilers game, last game.
Yeah.
He's already had like 12 rounds. I was like, how the hell have you found time to get 12 rounds in?
That's impressive.
I don't know.
Bastard.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But those guys travel a lot.
No, he's doing it in Edmonton and stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And I guess
but
he
they're in
said one of the
Florida now.
thing is like when they when like the Oilers were taking on the Golden Knights and those 8 o'clock starts, he found time in between, like after work before the game to go do it.
Good on him.
Yeah, no kidding. Good for him.
12 already this year.
That.
The only one I
the
don't
Oilers
like
run?
with golf is when somebody like buries their ball in the woods, then they come out and they have to drop, and they're like hitting 2.
No.
And I'm like,
No,
no.
that's a penalty.
Or then at the end of the hole, you're asking like, hey, what'd you get? Well, I got a 6. Like, what do you mean you got a 6? I just saw you lose a ball and drop.
So they don't count the drop?
Correct.
No, that's
That's
I
BS.
think actual
care for that
rules.
one.
I think. Well, one you have to. If it's off the drive, you're actually supposed to go back to the tee box to tee it off. Or I think it's supposed to be 2 strokes or something. No one plays that way.
No.
Yeah.
Screw that one. I
take a
don't-
stroke.
But it's 1 stroke. Drop it down. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Who says?
Lots of people that I've golfed with go 2. I'm
That's
like,
garbage.
what are you talking about?
Yeah. See, and you want to know something? If they shoot a 105 or something, go for it. If that makes you have fun, go for it. But do not tell me you shot an 85 at the end of that round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben.
Because then you
Yeah.
didn't. You want to count? I'll count your strokes at that point.
Yep.
I'll go through your entire
That's the
round.
only
No.
the 2 things they don't like: the mully, high score, and then the drop.
No, finish that.
Well,
point.
go have fun at golf. I don't like. I
Yeah.
hope people like go golf. Like go enjoy yourself and find a way to enjoy yourself. The only time I'm gonna have an issues with that is if you then are bragging about a score.
Yeah.
No, you can't brag
You're a
about a
liar.
great score. Exactly. But if you are just there to have fun, I also like if I'm going and you don't like your line, you want to move it. If you want to just hit off, go for it. You don't want to hit out of the woods or something. Yeah, have fun. Just don't tell me then you got a great score afterwards.
Yeah,
That's
You're
the only thing.
competitive. Okay, speaking of golf and hockey, I saw George was with Joey Cold Cuts.
The lunch lady.
I did see
Yes.
that. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Red Tail.
Was that red?
That
was
looks like
really-
Red Tail.
Okay, I was wondering where that was.
That looked like T box 1 of Red Tail.
I like Joey Cold Cuts
Yeah.
and Bob
Bob Does Sports, yeah.
I think it's tremendous entertainment. I
Yeah.
really do. And I saw George with Joey Cold Cuts. George does not swing a golf club very well.
The lunch lady.
Yeah.
That's what I call him. He looks like the lunch lady.
Yeah.
Who, Joey Cold Cuts?
Yeah.
No, George's Larock.
You can call him that. I would never.
Yeah, that's hole 1, I'm pretty sure.
So
Because there's those trees on the right and there's the highway there.
So that means Joey's here.
I was wondering
He
about
was.
that. I'm like, that kind of looks like Edmonton.
Yeah.
Bob.
Oh yeah, there's
would
the
dip in.
racetrack right there.
Wasn't he? He was with Freddie Brathwaite too, wasn't he? Fred was in town.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Was this on Saturday?
This,
But he
this-
posted it yesterday.
Yeah, this
okay.
got sent in my group chat on
Joey
Monday.
Cold Cuts is from Vancouver, I think. Benny, is that right?
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
from Vancouver.
But I love Bob Does.
Bob's
Sports.
great.
It's so
Bob's
good.
great.
Yeah.
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 I'm newer fans of them. I was introduced to them through Chicklets because they had a crazy
Yeah.
sandbagger.
I watched some of that. I enjoyed it, but I kind of want to leave like Bob Does Sports away from.
Yeah.
hockey.
fair.
Although, but you can't. There's always going to be cross-mogination, as Austin Bartholomew Powers once said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I like this from Big Uke. Back to golf. Well, I guess we're still talking golf there. We only don't count drops when there's the quote unquote gallery rule. It makes golf less stressful. I don't mind that. I like the pros.
What's the gallery rule?
I'm assuming that it's okay when you're around the green. If you landed where the gallery would be and you bounce further or something, you could put it closer. Because in the pros, if you hit that gallery and you're standing next to it, you get free relief.
Yeah.
Or it stops your ball from going further because it runs into that gallery or something like that. The pros do get some advantages that the regular golfers don't get. They have people looking for their balls.
Yeah.
You don't have the fairway lost ball, which is just makes no sense when you like, I know I hit it straight down this fairway. Where the hell is this ball? They have people looking for it for them. And they have those free reliefs on things like galleries and stuff. I don't mind that rule because the PGA pros get a free ball drop on that.
I got a story for you, and I've still got issues with this guy about it.
Okay.
We were
know
golfing.
him?
Yes, Tyrell Spitzer. I'm going to throw this
Spitzy.
right out there. We went golfing in Kelowna last summer, and we were on this dogleg left, like heavy dogleg left. So my baby fade, perfect spot. So I hit the most beautiful baby fade. It goes all the way across, lands right smack dab in the middle of the green, in the fairway, middle of the fairway. I know where my ball is. I have a specific ball I'm using. That's mine.
Yeah.
He cranks it, so he's a righty. He cranks this thing in the same direction. I'm guaranteeing he went onto this massive hill. He rolls up, my ball.
Hits it?
Hits it. It was my ball.
Did he confirm? Did you guys confirm?
I
who the ball was?
confirmed the ball that was mine, and he goes, I was using the same one. It's my ball. I said, dude, you're on top of this hill. He's like, no, this was mine.
So there's a couple things that you have. So I think there's a couple ways to play.
Still salty.
You need to tell him to prove and to show another ball like it.
He hit it. I didn't even have time. He literally hit
from
it.
his bag
ball.
though. Find it in his bag. Say,
Yeah.
hey, Jude, can you show me another one that's in your bag like this? Because I got this one. They're the same. Number two, this is where sometimes if you're gonna play with it, if you ever play with it, mark your ball.
I think I'm going to start doing
SB
that because guys
SB
like
or
him,
something.
gross.
Yeah, I put a T over the logo of whatever ball I'm using.
You got to put something on it to
Yeah.
be like, no, that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very upset. I'm still to this day being like, man, that was the best shot I've hit with a baby fade ever because I was able to play my game. And this
Did you go find the ball at the top?
jet you couldn't.
Oh, okay.
It was gone?
Because I was
that
gonna be
thing was
like, then you'd
gone.
be like, oh, this isn't mine. The other thing, this is why sometimes you have to sit there and be like, hey, what ball is everyone playing when you start?
Yep.
So you know
Yeah,
what
but you
everyone's
don't
playing.
you don't ever think that you'd go with your buddies. Like if all four of us were going to go together, you wouldn't be like, "That's my ball." It's not your ball.
but it's
You know
sometimes
damn
it's just
well where
close.
mine went.
Like I went last week with Trev, Dean, and Brendan because we had to go film something, and I brought some old EST golf balls from last year's golf tournament, and I gave them to everyone. I was about to play one, then I realized, oh crap! If they're playing it, we all have the same ball. I can't do that.
But we all
So I
have
switched.
eyes.
But sometimes you get close enough where you're like, well, who's who when you're going?
We have eyes.
And
We
that's
know
where
where
you
they
just-
land. Sean hits.
Sometimes can
You three
forget.
watching, unless you guys are smashing beers or something, you're watching where I go because we all have eyes and we're like, okay, that's your ball. That's a spot you went.
Sometimes they're close enough where you forget which one's which and you don't know which one rolls forward than the other one. That's where you need to like, that's why sometimes at the start around, be like, what's everyone playing? And why those numbers on the golf balls are important.
That is true.
Yep.
It's
But you also know the
So-
distance of guys too, no? Like, if I'm playing with my buddy Zach outdrives me every single time. So if there's a ball further than mine, I'm like, that's his ball.
but you should approach and look and confirm that it's your ball
Yeah, you don't
every
just hit
shot.
it. And you guys got to agree on that
Well,
one.
that's what Tyrell Spitzer did. He wheeled up to
Spitzy,
it,
that is
and then he
can't
hit
do
it.
that.
It was so greasy, and still to this day, I'm salty about it.
So Statue Boss Productions, why are you using the same ball? Big Uke, we always ask what everyone is using too. And Tails says, just get a Sharpie and put a dot on the ball to mark
Yeah.
it as yours.
I didn't know he was using the same ball.
But
That's
this is
the
where
part. That's
this
where
is
you
why
need
you have
to
to
yeah,
mark
start
well, maybe
ball.
now I
moving
need to
forward,
change my
especially
ways.
with him, when you
Yeah.
start around, you go, what golf ball, what are you playing? And you confirm what each of you are playing. So
I'm
you're
all
ready
over
to go.
him from now on.
Or you need to just mark your ball straight
Yep.
up, an SB on every one.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
if he says that's my ball, you go, why are you putting an SB on there?
Yeah. From now on, I am 100% all over him. This will never happen again. I appreciate you, Nasty Chat. And I appreciate you guys with the advice.
Carry a Sharpie in my golf bag for that specific reason. So if you need, I have
I thought
one
you
for-
just carried it to sign autographs.
Nobody wants that. I'll reluctantly. Give clicks for that. Chris also says if you don't go back to the tee box, you're shooting 4 from that drop.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm no one like. I guess you could take a provisional right off the fairway, or off the tee box right when you do it. But also, it's like if you're not driving back while there's a group there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Pace of play,
is important.
absolutely. And look, I'm not
the biggest thing.
playing for like if I was going for my card, if I was going for my pro, to, become a pro, sure. Regular golf, just drop for 1.
Could you imagine doing that though on like a normal course? Like you're at the ranch, you hit the shot, you lose your ball, you drive all the way back to the tee box, and be like, hey boys, just hold on, I gotta hit this again.
Yeah.
Guys would be so mad.
Yes, that's true.
I hate slow golfers.
That's the
They'd be
worst.
so mad.
Be behind. Oh my god.
And the best would be if you did that exact play and then you sliced another one into the trees.
That's the worst. Dr. John.
That's what I would.
That's exactly what
I
would
wouldn't even go
happen.
into the trees. I would hit like 3 feet in front of me on the front tee box because I'd be so nervous about the people behind me, and they'd really be looking at me going, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Well, I'm playing by the rules.
Yeah.
Dr. John says the pros put personal Sharpie marks on their balls, then they declare them to each other before the round. It's what I do too. You should do that. Like it's very annoying, but like you should do that.
I don't do it.
My ball.
Most rounds, but I know like generally what I'm not nowhere I'm not going to hit with the same people. But then if there's a point where we're kind of confused, I might switch my ball up to make sure I'm doing something different.
Yeah. Or you know what though, and it doesn't even need to be like, guys, here's my ball. This is what I'm playing today. You don't have to be like, it's just like, hey, I've got these TaylorMades today.
No, I'm going to be a jackass.
TaylorMade's too.
Literally do that.
That's what I've got. What do you guys got?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
and if somebody has the same, then it's like, okay, I'll switch to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
they know
never
it's the
had
same.
to mark my ball because they all just go in the woods the
Yeah,
whole time.
but I never thought I would either until you played with this guy.
It's a Spitzy ruined day.
It does happen. Royce Matchie, apologize. He's running a little late. He texted me, which is all good. Royce Matchie, safety of the Edmonton Elks, coming. Nick Anderson will be here shortly, too, linebacker of the Elks, as they got their home opener coming up next Thursday down at Commonwealth Stadium. Oh, play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium.
Yes.
So next week, let's do this. It's Oilers game 4 tomorrow in Florida. Come to town for game 5 on Saturday. Tuesday, go to Florida for game 6. Belzy thinks it's over that day. The Oilers are champs. Wednesday, they come back. Thursday, you got Elks home opener. Maybe the Cup shows up there. Friday, parade. That seems like a fun week to me.
Oh,
Sounds
man.
like a lovely week.
Let's put that one all out there.
That's a
and if not,
fantastic
game
week.
7 in Edmonton is on that Friday. So even imagine that if there's a game 7. Elks on the Thursday, game 7 on the Friday. Like, long weekend right there. Start the long weekend. No one's working on
That's
that
a long
Friday.
weekend?
No, make it a long weekend.
Make it a long weekend.
You're there on so Thursday, once you're done work.
Yeah.
You're done for the week.
You're done.
Yeah.
See you later.
Go to the Elks game. Don't worry about work on Friday. Because also, like, is work really going to care? It's game 7 day.
No.
And then you go watch game 7 or go to game 7. It's in Edmonton. And then boom, it's the weekend. The big party starts.
Here's a quick question for you. Would you rather see it Oilers in 6? They win on obviously in the road. They get their celebration on the road. Or would you rather have them win in Edmonton game 7 double OT?
Oh, you're going which one?
You're asking for
Can you
ultimate
finish?
heartache.
Okay, can you say those again? Win in 6.
Win in 6, but it's on the road, so
Yeah.
Oiler fans don't get that same celebration that they would if it was at home, which I know people
So
want.
double overtime
or
game
game
7.
7 double OT at home to win it. What do you think, like the fan? Because I saw.
I'll say this quickly. I throw out there, I think Oiler fan, well, maybe if in a dream world would rather win in game 5 than game 4. And I got ripped, people saying, I just want it one, so I would want the sweep. So Oiler fans right now are going to say 6 because they just want it done.
They do, and they just said it. My heart couldn't take it.
From a narrative perspective,
would there be
that's-
anything better?
No.
Double OT,
No.
What
game
does every
7.
kid dream of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game 7
In-
overtime.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's full game 7 overtime to win the cup.
but there'd be
That's
heart
what you want.
palpitations galore.
Oh my god.
Every shot that the Oilers take, you hope goes in. Every shot that gets shot on the Oilers,
It'd be
you're
so good.
devastated.
It
You're
would
like,
be
oh
so
is it
good.
It's not. It wouldn't be fun for the fan bases. The rest of the hockey world would love the hell out of that.
Yeah.
And then if the Oilers won, everyone could go
great.
back and reminisce of how great it was.
And they'd be exasperated
No. But
if they
lose-
lost. Oh boy. Exasperated.
that would
be so good.
Nightmares for a lot of people. But I feel like you gotta have like I think to me like what makes a great series is the highs and the lows and like the moments where you think your team's done and then the moments where you think your team's up gonna win it and I think it's a part of it. Like the Vancouver series last year to me was such like a war of a series in my head. Like I look back, I'm like so many moments where I'm like I don't know if this Oilers team's gonna do it, but then there's obviously taking home in the end, right? Like it was a lot of fun. The Dallas and Vegas series, those were fun because it's like like Edmonton, yeah, they win, but like it was so dominant that it was just
They're
like,
very efficient, weren't
yeah,
they?
yeah. It was just like they're just gonna win. There wasn't the highs and the lows.
But the first 2 games of series, everybody was saying this is the best start to a Stanley Cup in years.
Yep.
So
Those are great games.
they were awesome
games.
games.
Yeah.
Rip City Step says, "Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby."
I get it. It is kind of evil because it would be, there would be so many just people lose. Like they'd be sweating.
Yes.
I do fear for the city a little bit out of a Game 7 Stanley Cup win. It's a Friday night
The city would burn.
Don't do that.
leading
It
into a
would
Saturday
burn.
where it
Don't
could
do
just
that.
continue to burn.
It would burn. It'd
go all the way to our
it'd be a
hockey show
solid
that next morning.
3-day
Yeah, it would
burn.
be. Oh my god.
We'd have nobody listening on Hello Hockey because everybody would still be out burning
Yeah.
the city down.
We only have a month of Hello Hockey left too.
Yeah, when's that last day?
I was thinking about that yesterday. What, this 12th?
No, it's like the 20th or something like that.
What are you doing?
It's the 3rd week of
We want to go
July.
on vacation.
Oh my God.
You unbelievable.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
This is the EST. No, that was a weird voice. This is the EST
my
angle
God.
presented by
What
Sentinel
is going
Storage
on right now?
on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, and podcast. Bellsy, Benny with us here as we're waiting for the Elks to get here, as we'll talk some football with them and try to figure out some. I think they might be here right away. Tommy, Matt with you as well. EST, as I said, presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transition. Canadian storage provider, find a convenient location nearest you. Indoor, outdoor units. They also have convenient storage spots for like your trailers. Sentinel.ca for more information on finding a convenient one for you. I think they're here. So
Unless you want to
getting
stay
ready
in
to
with them.
Bye, nasties.
You can tell
Thank
them
you for
why
coming
you're not
in for an
showing up
hour.
the first
Benny,
game.
I'll let you slide over back there as this is a moment we will bring in a couple member of your Edmonton Elks. They are on a bye week right now, the Elks. They will be, as I said, getting set to take on the Montreal Alouettes on Thursday. Next Thursday, it's the 19th, as they are in town to take on the Montreal Alouettes. And joining us here as they come in. Well, this might be a little awkward for those on the audio stream as we welcome in
What's up, guys?
Nick and Royce. Matt, good seeing you again. Matt, good seeing you. Sorry, the chairs do that. Should have given you that heads up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Zach.
So the mic's just behind you there. It's relatively close to your face. Okay. Bring it up and then I'll be perfect.
Yep.
Boys, how are you guys
All
today?
right.
Doing good, man. How you doing?
guys doing?
Good,
Thank y'all for
thanks.
having
Appreciate
us.
you guys coming in.
No problem. Thank you guys for having us.
How's bye week been so far?
It's been good, man.
Yeah?
It's been good. You know, we had training camp, long training camp, and overall just been good to get a feel for the game, and then be able to take a week off, kind of assess where we at, where we want to be, and then get back into it next week. So it's been pretty good.
You?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Bye week's been cool too, though. I just took a couple days after the game. I got some family out there, so I just spent some time with my sister and her kids.
Nice.
You know, just like you said, kind of decompress from training camp because it was just camp right into the first game. And now it's like, back to refocus, look at what we did, so we could keep on building.
How was training camp for like you've been around a few training camps. This was your second one in the Canadian Football League. How was it? 'Cause I was there at Fan Day. Myself and Jay, we spoke with you, but we spoke with some other players and talked about how it was like there was a good focus on rest and not tiring you guys out through training camp to try to get you guys as healthy as possible for the season. How did you guys find training camp?
I feel like Coach Keelam and the staff did a great job of making sure that we were fresh for the first game, and also understanding that the way that the CFL's made our schedule, we have 2 early bye weeks and then we go on a 10-game stretch. And so I feel like that was important, understanding that we have a long 18-week season. We do have that period where we go 10 straight. So trying to keep as many fresh legs, keep us as healthy as possible going into the season, I feel like it was really beneficial.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing, to be honest. Yeah, it was cool. It's always great when you could kind of leave a training camp with as few bodies on like the injured list as possible, right? Because then you're able to kind of pick up speed, pick up momentum faster. Usually, like you said, like I've been around a couple of training camps, and this one was definitely one of the best in terms of keeping guys healthy. Because as the season gets going, it's like you want to quickly, build chemistry, and it's hard to build chemistry when someone's kind of injured, right? So, no, I'd say we're in a good spot right now.
How's week one? I know I was in Calgary for week one doing stamps and tie cats. I know. I was working. Relax.
He was on the broadcast.
Yeah. But I finished up that game, and then I went and found a spot and watched you guys play against BC. I know you guys had the lead at half. That's good. And then obviously, the Lions and Rourke, we know what he can do. But what was the vibe like in BC? How much of it do you think the Lions, because it's Snoop Dogg being there, and they made it a big thing. Like everyone was talking about the Elks going into that game. They're going into the den, and people there are going to be jacked up. How much of it did you guys feel in that regard? And then how much of it was just maybe you didn't execute in the second half? How do you look at it? I should just preface it that way.
Overall, how I kind of looked at it, I mean, it was a great atmosphere, but I feel like a great opportunity to really showcase what we could do. I never really get intimidated by crazy environments. I feel like that's just an opportunity to really, put your best foot forward and show how good of a player you really are. Can you come to the best of your capabilities in those type of environments? And I feel like we really did that in the first half. I feel like, the second half, we came out kind of a little sluggish in the third quarter. Didn't really play to our levels. As far as you said, like execution, didn't really execute in the second half as good as we did in the first half. And this is a CFL game, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so I don't really feel like the environment had like a huge take on us not being able to execute. I just feel like it was just us not, being on top of our jobs, not being fundamentally sound, and that's going to show up. And so I feel like we had a lot of things that, we can learn from that game and correct going forward, but I don't feel like we're far off at all.
Didn't seem that way. What'd you think, Royce?
Yeah, no, it was credit to them. Like the environment and everything was cool. It was great, and honestly, I'm happy about that environment because I think it's an environment which it helps with the sport, right? Especially week one, to have that kind of crowd, have that kind of support, have that kind of energy, kind of sets the tone. I don't feel like that energy kind of affected us. I think that we were really excited to be able to go out there and play and finally hit a different color, and like it showed in the first half, and honestly in the second half. Yeah, I think truthfully we just kind of started, like, it was just mental errors, We just kind of one by one, we were just kind of like failing on full execution. And it's a good starting point in my point of view, just because it's like, all right, we know what we can do, and we know, like, in the CFL, you got to play, we always say 57 plus 3, because that last 3 minutes, that could be like 20 minutes of just, like a lot can happen in those last 3 minutes, which kind of happened to us. But yeah, I think it was like we had like maybe 57 plays on defense, and up to play 50, like we were still in the game. It was still just a one score game. So that just shows, right? Like we just got to stay locked in for all 57, see it all the way to the end.
You're Canadian, so you've been around the CFL game, so you know about the final 3 minutes and how leads can go. This is your second year. What was it like seeing that? Like, you can't be up by 7 going into 3 minutes and feel comfortable that the game's over.
But
like,
you got like a crash course. How many games ended last year for you guys on the last play, even too?
Yeah, last year a lot of plays came down to the wire.
But there's no knees, in the final 2 minutes and then the game is over. What's that like? Knowing that, like, in the 3 minutes, there could be 3 scores that are happening.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's great. That's why I tell a lot of people that aren't really familiar with the CFL game. In my opinion, that's why I feel like the CFL game is a little bit more entertaining than games down south, simply because the team is never out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You watch an NFL game, fourth quarter, if you're down like 2 scores, you don't score in the first couple drives in the fourth quarter, it's really wraps.
Yep.
Because of like time of possession and things like that, it being 4 downs. But up here, having it second, like only 3 downs, and then also understanding that the play clock is going to stop and slow down in those last 3 minutes, it really just gives teams the opportunity to continue to make it a game. And then the fact that even when a game hits 0, if the play is not over, the game's not over.
I love that.
You still got one more play.
Just make sure you're down in time.
Yeah.
So like it's truly never over in the CFL, and I've been doing a better job compared to last year of just watching other games. Even the game with Ottawa and Sask, Ottawa started to come back, and they got the ball really down a score But the clock ended up running out, and it's a long field to drive, so they didn't win. And then even just watching the Toronto game versus Montreal, that was a pretty close game that could have came down to the last 3 minutes. And so also being a part of that, it really helps you to stay into the game. You know, defensively, you got to continue to build each other up on the sideline to understand, like, we got to play a full game. We got to continue to get stops because whether we're up or whether we're down, we got to keep going because the 3 minutes is coming.
Yep.
Okay, I got to ask, just guys get a chance to see any Snoop? Or too focused? Like, was there any moment?
No, like I definitely caught like a quick peek. I came out of the locker room, kind of stood out the locker room, leaned my head down, and it was like, okay, there he is. But it was just like he was all the way on the other side. I was like, there's no point. It's going. I can hear it, you know. But we're here to kind of play a game, so.
Obviously, did you see? I don't know if you caught it later, but he was firing like full game balls into the second deck after he signed them.
No, we didn't get
Yeah, he got it to the upper deck.
Yeah.
Like from where he was, he threw it up to the upper deck.
He used to play quarterback like back in the day or something.
Is that what he was?
I think he did play quarterback. Also, he's from Mississippi. Did y'all know that?
What?
No.
Snoop Dogg's from Mississippi.
Don't listen to him.
He was born in.
Don't listen to him.
Google it. He was born in
listen to him.
Mississippi.
It's like everyone's from Mississippi these days. Don't listen to
Are you
him.
going
please.
around telling
He
everyone
was
this? Nick?
yes, he was born in Mississippi. You gotta Google it. He was born in Mississippi. But I used to watch his little show. He had some show that used to come on. I think Netflix.
Martha Stewart?
No, it was like
One show with Martha Stewart.
it was like one of the shows where he had, because you know he's big into like little leagues. Like he has his own league where he like has players come through his league and he helps them get recruited.
And his kid was a good football
Yeah,
player.
his son was a
Yeah.
good football player, and so I always knew he had that football background. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
like,
it was-
Snoop always been a football fan.
He also is a Laker fan, which I love. I'm a Laker fan. So he had this one Instagram post when Kawhi signed with the Clippers of like the best teams in LA. And it was like Lakers, and then it just went like the Long Beach YMCA was ahead of the Clippers and stuff. Just Lakers were the team. Which I also know that if I ever want to talk with Ed Hervey, he's a Laker fan.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you want to talk the Lakers with him, he'll
Ed's
talk some Lakers with you.
Compton guy too. So
Yeah, that's his team.
Yeah.
It is absolutely his team there. Okay, so I guess this is your second year with this team, first year with the Double E. Why did you choose to come, leave Toronto and come join? Well, a bunch of you guys have come join the Double E here.
Well, it was kind of one of those things where it felt like it was like, I don't know. I believe in timing of things in life, and I believe, like life has its own ebbs, it has its flows. And it just seemed like, or it didn't just seem, it was, kind of the next step for me and my fiance. It was just like right timing. Everything seemed to align to come back to Edmonton. And I was joking around with someone. I was saying, well, I've had a lot of firsts in Edmonton, like my first interception was versus Edmonton. My first career touchdown was versus Edmonton. A lot were verses, but it was like Edmonton has still always been there. And no, I think it was just a great opportunity with like Coach Killam getting the job here, Ed Hervey coming back, Maxie coming back, Jake, Robbie, everyone coming out here. It was just like, it felt like a great opportunity, especially with a young and talented team, and I think I'm getting to that point in my career where it's like, I want to try to quickly pass on all like the football knowledge I have to like, the next generation of players and all-stars, and it's like there's a lot on this team, so it's like the quicker I could do that, I think the more fun the game would be, and it's like that's my way of also leaving my legacy too.
You're only 28 though. You're already.
I know, but like this is 28, but like this is year 8.
That's
Like if you think about it, it's kind of crazy,
good point.
right? So it's like I've been gracious enough to be surrounded by a lot of great vets, and I want to be able to kind of pass on a lot of what they helped me get to like a lot of the young guys. And I don't know, I just saw it was a young team. It's a very good team. I remember when we played them last year, when
It should have beat him.
dang, I was about to say, I hate that I'm beside this dude, but the game that they should have won, I remember I was telling Leek and a bunch of the guys, I was like, you guys got a really good team.
Game. That was early in the season.
Yes, yes, you remember that, right?
Yeah,
and I
that
was
was a
like, you
wild
guys got a
game.
really good team. And it's like, I don't know, in that moment, I looked at it and I was like, Edmonton would be a great place to play, especially with like the right culture, the right people, and they're building it, So contract, came expired in Toronto and free agency came. Killam gave me a call, Ed gave me a call, and just the conversations I had with them, it just felt right. It was like, okay, it was like something I had felt within me, but like now that I had the conversation with them, it was like, okay, this is definitely the direction which I should be going.
There's a lot of changes on this defense from what it was last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think only 4 starters were on the team last year of the 12 that for the first game. I don't know where Curtis was hurt. What's it like being in the defensive room, with so many new faces?
Just overall, just having that veteran presence, and not only a veteran presence in the room, but a winning veteran presence. Having guys that just won a Grey Cup last year on the team, and Robbie, Jake, and my dog right here. So like, just knowing that they bring in that culture of understanding what it takes to win, understanding what it's like to win, and doing it the right way, kind of like fuels the fire in the room for us, guys like me, KJ, Bonham, guys coming off our rookie years, to really have that understanding of like, okay, this is what it takes to really go get a championship. Yeah. And I feel like, championships are hard to get. But to have guys that know what it takes, know what it's like, know how to do the little things right, know what it's like to buy in and really become a brotherhood in order to get it done, is very positive for our defensive room.
What do you guys do to start to gel together as a defense when you have up to 8 new guys? Last week in Calgary, they have 12 new starters. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Dave Dickinson's like, yeah. But like, you guys have 8, and that's a good chunk. Like, what kind of things do you guys find works to get to know each other, find a rhythm, understand where each other's going to be out there? Like, you've been in the league for a while, so like, what little things do you look for, start to pick up on?
There are many different things, and for me, it all depends on the person, because everyone has like a different kind of personality, and so I find the first little bit of the season, or like especially training camp, for me, it's like I really just want to like listen a lot. Mm-hmm. I want to spend like as much time with guys just so I can start to understand the way they communicate, the way they see things, the way they talk about things. And in doing so, it's like we got to start thinking, okay, like how can we spend some more time even like after we're done at facility? All right, let's go bowling, Right. Hey, come over, let's, play some game. Video games, actually. Parents might disagree, but video games are a great team bonding activity.
What's the game?
A lot of guys play Call of Duty, so you know what I mean. You just hop on, but it's like at least you're like talking to guys. You're understanding how they see things, or like you understand the way they communicate. And once you can, get over like that communication barrier, it's like on the field, like it becomes a lot easier. Like even like with Nick and Niles now, it's like we're getting to the point where it's like we talk about everything that we see, like even in practice, or like we'll see something in a game, and it's like. And they'll be like, hey, Mitch, if I see this, I'm gone. And it's like, cool. Okay, I'm glad I know that, because I see it the same way. I might be telling you, go, go, go. If you ever hear me say, go, 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 and it sounds like I'm close to you, I'm talking to you. So go. That means I'm coming and I got your back. I'll take the next one.
And that's just in casual conversation. Yeah, this is being around each other.
I always thought the games was also just to just play and
but
I didn't think of the added just like learning how everyone communicates and seeing that extra element.
Like that. How about including young guys? Nick, you were rookie last year, but like making sure everybody feels like they're a part of the green and gold, the double E, and especially with a lot of turnover, trying to get back to the Eskimo way kind of thing, because I was told like sometimes the vets and the rookies don't necessarily hang out, and it's just like rookies kind of do their own thing, vets kind of do their own thing. Do you have to like try to bridge that gap consciously, or do you guys just get along and everybody's got an open invite to hang out?
No, I think we got a real good locker room. I think we got a good locker room where it's like everyone kind of hangs out together. Okay. And it's not just like you hang out with your position. Everyone it's kind of like you hang out with different positions, like different age, whether rookies or vets, everyone is like pretty, we're getting tighter. We're getting tighter as a group. And I think credits to the front office and the coaches for, kind of assembling a good group, like a good roster, where it's like you got good character guys in there, which make it easier. Because
that's why I bring that up, because like I was told from someone from a different team that sometimes that can happen. So that's why I'm wondering, like, how do you guys have to like consciously bridge that gap? Did you find any of that last year, Nick, or was everybody pretty good?
I feel like the culture is definitely better this year, as far as like there being a more connection between the older guys and the younger guys. I do find that true a lot of situations. Even during my time in the NFL, it's kind of hard for guys that's in year 8, year 9, like, guys that's been through multiple contracts, to still have that desire to, kind of want to bring the rookies along, want to develop
yeah.
the rookies, because it's one of those things like you're trying to develop, okay, you're almost at the end of your career, so you're trying to get things situated to your future life or whatever is in the next chapter. You're not too much worried about developing a rookie. You know, a lot of times you see even now in NFL training camps, you see quarterbacks say it all the time when a team drafts a new quarterback, like, it's not my job to, you know, really just bring this guy along. And some guys have that mentality, but I feel like, you know, credit to Ed and the organization of bringing in vets that really want to, like, he just, look at what he just said. He just said he want to leave his legacy on the younger guys. That's a rare to have, like, you know, a guy that has got his success, got his rings, and say, you know what, I've done all this, let me bring somebody else along so they can do it as well. And I feel like we have a lot of guys in the locker room that have that mentality of like, man, this is a team. And really just understanding that what it takes to win a championship. You know, in order to have individual success, you got to have team success first. And so I feel like that's been one of the things that's really changed in the culture of the locker room is guys that understand that and understands, like, you know, no matter where I'm a rookie, I'm a vet, or I'm a guy that's in between, like, it's going to take everybody on this roster to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish this year.
By the way, this is Hangout Headlines brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time today by visiting theranchgolf.com. Royce, Matchie, Nick Anderson from the Edmonton Elks with us here. Home opener next Thursday. Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. Come support these guys out there. Should be a beautiful night. What better way to spend June, July, summers than going to watch Canadian Football League. Okay, back to Saturday. Trey Ford's play. I don't think I need to explain which play I'm talking about here. That big wall. What's it like watching that in person?
It's like Houdini. This is like,
How's it defending Trey?
That's what I was thinking.
Because
my
you've never
Lord.
had to defend against Trey. How is it defending against Trey when
Nick's probably just laughing.
It's
Like, he's
hilarious.
got you.
as much as I hate it, it is hilarious. And when I first got here, Trey and I were talking. He was like, we kind of, because it's always cool to play against guys that you know you kind of familiar with. I played Trey a little bit in college. Like he went to Waterloo, I was at Guelph. My last year, I think we got to play them. So it was like it's cool to play guys that you've played against before. And he was like, Match, it's always funny playing you because it's like every time I start running, you start smiling. Because I'm like, yeah, because I know you're just about to take off. And it just turns into like just a complete chaos. And it's like, I can't help but just laugh, right? Because it's like, as much as like I want to hit you, like, still part of the game, you know? And it just adds like that element of like backyard football, you know? It sprinkles like that little excitement and just razzle-dazzle football again. So, but it is a headache. And I'm glad I don't got to do it.
Yeah.
On game day,
You're not
at least.
envious of that, of what the other defense has to do against Trey?
Just overall, man, I feel like with Trey, the play's never over.
Yeah.
You're like, regardless of what's going on, he just has that capability to just extend the play. And I just feel like, you know, up here, you know, as big as the field is, you need that level of somebody that can be an escape artist and make something happen with their feet. And I feel like that's what really, you know, separates him is his athleticism and his just capability to not only run around, but to evade defenders and also keep his eyes down the field and make a great throw. And I'm just, like, glad that he's on our team because it gives us a fire, you know. For him to be able to do that, I think it was a second down play.
That was third down.
It was third down.
That was I was watching TV. I'm like, throw the ball. I didn't have to trust, and he got away, and he found Rankin.
Right, and so for him to be able to do that on third down versus us getting a turnover on downs, like, you got to understand that football up here especially is played really with momentum. Like, a defense, you know, trying to get a quarterback sacked on third down and then he throws a, 30, 40-yard bomb and sets us up inside the 10. Like, that's demoralizing as a defense. And so for him to have that X factor, to be able to do that, it definitely, you know, keeps us going. It fires the team up. And especially, like, you know, being able to do that on the road, like, the fans, you just hear them. It just kills the momentum in the stadium.
Their energy just goes flat. Like the fans and players, and it's like as players, you're just like, like what the heck was that? You know what I mean? Now we got to line up first down again.
We're getting the ball back in their territory. I don't know. Instead, they're on the verge of a touchdown here.
Oh, that would be such a
Drives you
killer.
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not even like a first time thing. It happens so much with him that it's. And I should have believed in him in that one, but yeah, he was back there, and I'm just to get rid of the ball. And nope, he has those legs and he has that speed. Has there been any sort of competition in camp or throughout practice of who's faster between like Leak or Trey? Or has there been like anyone trying to say that they're faster than the other?
I think Lee got him beat.
Oh yeah.
Probably, I don't know. I did hear a conversation once. It was
They did have a conversation. There was a
yeah.
conversation. I think Leak probably, as far as like straight line speed, I feel like Leak is the fastest on the team. Now Bonham will argue that.
But Leak last year hit that top speed.
Yeah.
They tracked him, and it was like the fastest or one of the fastest in all pro football in the last like 5 years, I think.
what was it? You know what he got into?
Take a look.
It was 23 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But
Is that what it was?
but we're in Canada, so y'all do.
In kilometers.
I'll have to figure that one out.
We'll convert. Matt loves conversions and
Miles
math.
to kilometers. Who does does Bynum think he's fast or faster than those guys, or is he like thinks one's faster than the other one?
No, I think
He thinks he's the
he
fastest.
thinks he's the
okay.
fastest.
He is fast though.
He's fast.
What he run like a
I
4.2?
think he ran like 4.2.
Dang.
That's really
Bonham is
my
fast.
Lord.
What was the Javon Leak?
I'm looking
miles?
it up.
23 miles per
23
hour.
miles per hour is 37 kilometers.
37.
Yeah.
I probably get 40.
That's a speeding ticket in school zones.
Yes, it is.
He's third in here, so he's getting a speeding ticket if he runs that way there.
I remember
Leak
doing
through
that
the
game.
school zones.
Because we had the game after, I remember they're like, "Can you do a thing on Javon hitting that top speed?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm like, "Holy crap, this guy's freaking fast." Because I always look at him as more of a wrecking ball type of running back, and because like he's a bigger guy, but yeah, he's got wheels.
To speed, your defense looks like there's a lot of speed just
Yeah.
overall on the defense. There's like whoever got the ball for the Lions, it just seemed like all of a sudden I'd see 4 or 5 Elks jerseys around them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like you guys have got some nice speed overall, just completely on that defense.
Yeah, that's one thing we're trying to pride ourselves on, just like speed to the ball. And it's like we're trying to get as many hats to the ball. So it's like the quicker we get, like we respond, and the quicker we get there, the less options they got to advance on that ball any further. And it's like the more people we get there, it's gonna increase our chances. And then now we're gonna just start working on trying to get the ball out of their hands, not just going and making a tackle, but it's like getting over there and trying to take the ball away from them. You know what I mean?
Okay, to momentum, what's it like as a defense to get that third down stop? Like you guys did twice. And actually, you guys really got 3 stops because you did the 2 at the goal line, second and third down, and then you did it later. Like, what's it like as a defense when you get that stop?
Like we just said, like it's demoralizing to the offense because they turn the ball over on downs. It's really able to show our physicality of they're trying to get a yard and we stop them from getting a yard while we're also a yard off the ball.
Right.
So it's just it kills their momentum. And it gives our offense the opportunity to work with a shorter field instead of relying on the kicking game to try to get yards back. And overall, it just really pumps us up to know like okay, like we stopped them. Like, we just killed their momentum, like we dominated them at the line of scrimmage. And so I feel like it's a pretty exciting thing to do. And that's one of the things that we set out and put on our goal sheet before the season started. Like, that's one of the things that we want to be dominant on when it comes to, like, short yardage. Because short yardage and quarterback sneak is such a big part of the CFL game. So if we're able to, like, stop teams from doing that, make them have to, go to other alternatives, then I feel like there'll be something that plays in our favor the whole season.
How many did you get, both or just one of the third down stops? Or how many of those?
I think they credited me for tackles on 2 out of the 3.
2 out of the
but
3.
I was on like 3.
You're involved in all 3
I
of
was
them?
involved in the
He
3.
was in there.
Does that because that's just strength versus strength almost at that point.
Yeah,
When you get those stops, does that
willpower.
just feel like we're like that feel really good, like just in that part of it?
Yeah, it's just sheer willpower.
Yeah.
Like, this is my yard. This is my yard. Literally, this is my yard. You're not getting this yard. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't know how you guys do it with. You look at the O linemen; they're like 6'7", 300 and something pounds. I'm like, that's not even a real human being. To dig in like that is insane. But like you're saying, Royce, it's got to be in your mind, I guess. Hey, Nick?
I feel like I got more hype on the one that we got midfield, simply because like all through training camp, me and JC, man, like that's my dog, man. But because JC played the game and like me and him are like similar in stature, me and him kind of like not bump heads, but like we have conversations about the way that he would play it versus the way that I play it. And so we have been talking about like me playing on the line of scrimmage. He was like, I don't know if a 4-point stance is gonna work. And I'm like, I think it'll work. I used to play D-line. I'm pretty sure that I can get it done in a 4-point stance. And so the one that they had in the middle of the field, I was in a 4-point stance and was able to like split the lineman and get through and make the tackle. And so I was hyped, and I got to the sideline, I grabbed him. I was like, I told you it's gonna work.
I remember that was the first thing I heard. I told you I played D-line. I told you that was gonna work.
And so that was pretty hype, man. But like you said, like it's just an overall morale booster for the whole defense to just know that like your physicality and willpower was able to stop the offense while they're trying to get a yard.
Yeah. Jace, did you know much about JC and what he did? Because he was a hell of a linebacker like back in the day. He wasn't that big, but man, he was. Didn't he set the record the 1 year?
He had the record at one point of
Yeah.
tackles in a season. I believe that got beat.
It did.
Out of
How
BC.
many?
He had 130.
Yeah.
Dang.
And who was it out of BC?
Was it Big Hill?
No.
Or did someone else?
Solomon.
Who's it?
Did Solomon get it?
Aluminium. Yep.
He got it.
Yeah. Like
It's
a couple years later.
144.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
not that-
you're
then
paying
he's
attention to
counting.
that?
He's
What
not
was it?
getting
We
it.
112 last year.
Wait a second.
I 116.
So what, 112 defensive, 116 overall. Or?
111 defensive.
Okay.
And 5 with special teams tackles.
Did you work? Were you in Calgary with JC Sherritt?
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah. I spent a year with JC.
So you knew him a little bit coming in here then too as well.
How is JC the coach? Because like as a player, he was always really intense, but
Oh, they showed the highlight pack of him during the game, and it was great just reminiscing back to seeing JC Sherritt as that beast in the linebacker core. But yeah, how is it with him as a coach?
He's cool. I say Nate probably spend more time, but like as our DC, he's been real cool because he's very smart. You know, he's very cerebral kind of guy. He studies his game. He's a student of game, and so it's like you could tell like when he comes to, like game plans and just like how he approaches the team or like the defense and the philosophies. You could tell that there's a lot of thought behind everything. Behind the calls and everything, and it's like he still wants or he still tries to push a lot of his. What's that word I'm looking for?
Perspectives.
Perspectives or like ideals, like like how he wants us to attack the game. Also, he like to the same intensity that he played, and rightfully so. That's
He
exactly.
wants to see him, you, and you guys.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Okay.
And which is good because like he played the game like a dog. You know what I mean? Like just complete dog. Like he was in there
I
smashing
remember.
everyone's heads.
Yeah.
And like that's the kind of guy you'd want to play for. He's smart, but he also has that dog in him.
does he relate to you guys well? Like, because I know you got to believe in your coaches and you got to know, like, hey, I can listen to this guy. He's not full of BS.
Yeah.
Is he good with the communication side of things too? I mean, Nick, you're talking about you guys button heads. I'm thinking that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
If you're looking at philosophy on how to play the position. So I'm assuming he's good at talking to you guys and making sure you guys are on the same page with him.
Yeah, great communicator, and it's easier, or it's easy to communicate with him because he's not that far removed from the game, So he he still sees the game, very similar to how we see it, and because of that, like we could talk about, like we could go to him like, hey JC, like what do you think about this? Like I was watching this. I saw this, and he'd be like, all right, cool, and he'll listen, and not just listen, but like he'll take into account the things that we feel that are working, which makes it, much easier,
This
it
is like
makes
an
it much
openness
easier.
to him kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
think that's probably pretty good, hey?
I got 2 tickets to the Elks home opener next Thursday against the Alouettes. If you want to win these tickets, the pair of tickets, thanks to Play Alberta, text us your prediction, early prediction for the score of that game. Well, what did the Elks beat the Owls by? 780-218-9999. You'll go into a draw to that pair of tickets to see these guys take on the Montreal Alouettes. It's their home opener of the Edmonton Elks next Thursday. For you guys, when you need a cut away from football, how do you guys just relax and, catch
Outside
your
of
breath and
Call
stuff?
of Duty.
Yeah.
Overall, I like to be outside.
Yeah?
Like yesterday, I went on a walk in the River Valley. I'm from Mississippi, so like I'm an outdoors guy. Like I like being outside. Whether I'm riding 4-wheelers, horses, like whatever I got to do, that's just my thing. And so being in a place like Edmonton, having a lot of nature around. I mean, it's a little smoky outside today. But
Yeah.
aside from that, the summers here are beautiful, and so like that's what I spend my off days. Like if my body feeling good, I just go on a walk, go on a bike ride, something like that.
Yeah, I like being outside, but like I'm a big like family person, Love spending time with family. It's gonna be a little more challenging this year because family's not here. But it's like when I say family, I mean like family and friends, teammates too. It's like Like I'd love to just like go hang out. Let's go like grab some wings or something. Let's just literally just hang out and do regular
chill.
people stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than just like football all the time. So yeah.
Okay, I need to ask you guys something. You're 25, 28, so younger.
I know where
So
this is going.
we started the show like a couple of weeks ago on the show. Benny there's 22.
Yeah.
22. We got into the lingo of young people,
Brain rot.
and and then today it came
Guys,
up on the
don't.
show.
Don't.
We learned about.
Don't.
Why I'm wondering
give
if
ourselves headaches. Why?
I know, but I'm just curious if any of you guys do this or if this is a thing. We learned that there's a thing where like a good like Trey Ford's play happens, and some people would be like, "Ew," but that's a good thing. Have you guys ever heard of that?
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, thank you. That makes me feel very
Love that
happy
for
right off the
you.
bat. Have you heard
Aura
of like
farming.
aura farming?
Oh my lord! Someone said that to me the other day. It was something about
guy
aura.
was
What's I
saying-
said? What does that mean?
Oh, it's not a good thing I've learned.
Or for me.
That's where you're like
Tell
looking
them.
for like
like
I'll let
aura-
the young guy do it. Here.
Like aura means like you're highly sought after, like you're looked at as like that guy.
You guys have aura,
Yes,
which is a good
yes,
thing.
you guys have
okay.
aura, but aura farming would be like you're overly trying to be that guy and you're faking it and like you're
Yeah.
putting on a front.
No.
And so like for example, like Tyrese Halliburton said it in his post game presser after he did the choke thing. He said that if he does it more than once, he'd be aura farming because he's just kind of trying to milk out that hyped up moment.
Okay, I
like
see.
you can only really do it once
Yeah.
for it to be like like aura'd.
But that's not your guys' thing. That's good. Like bussin'. Let's use that. You're looking at me like I'm insane right now.
Bussin'?
Bussin'.
That's
In
the
what-
look we give him
in
when he
what
uses
context?
Use
I'm
bussin'
like,
in a
what are you
context,
talking
please.
about?
He's
Can I get a
dictionary.
definition,
Like these
please?
wings are bussin'.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that
okay.
was
Like, it's
Okay.
bussin'.
I didn't.
What is there any like lingo that like you're hearing in the locker room? They're like, what is this?
Is that one word? Riz. Where does Riz come from?
yeah.
Oh
Riz.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
short for like charisma.
You just either got it or you
See,
don't.
like
The Rizzler?
Riz.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I don't know.
short
Either
for
got-
charisma. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think kids were that smart to get Riz out of charisma. I thought it was just
Riz,
something
bro,
completely
like-
random. I'm
just
so
got-
sorry, guys, but like,
That's
right?
funny. Yeah,
It's like-
you're
like
like,
You guys that are older, so we're good.
you hear
Yeah,
Riz.
I
I'm like,
get it.
where's Riz come from? And charisma, guys, come on. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big word for
Yeah,
some people.
yeah.
It's not that hard to say charisma.
You guys are
isn't,
doomed,
but, like,
Benny. Your generation.
I didn't create them. I just
Just use them.
sometimes
Use them
use
all
them.
the time.
Sometimes.
Have you used Riz?
Very rare.
Riz?
Yeah.
I feel like Riz is more like a personality trait rather than like an
Oh
adjective.
my lord.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah.
Like-
Charismatic.
Riz, you either
That
got
is
it
a
or
word
you
you can-
don't.
that's
You,
a
you
trait.
can't really just say
Charismatic.
like
Charismatic.
I'm using Riz.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that like a person that has Riz would do. Like you don't really
Good
just say
point.
It's
like
just gotta be part of
you
you.
either got Riz or you don't. Like it's really one of those things like other people be like, yeah, he got Riz. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those
I like
things.
that.
Sounds like
That's-
laziness to
that's-
me. That's just laziness to me, boys. Like, what are we doing? He got Riz, he's got charisma. Let's just say the whole word. Just say the whole word.
That is what the
Charisma.
purpose of the word is.
I'm just so glad
I
you guys
guess.
don't go ew as in a
Yeah.
way. Like it
Yeah,
just
nah.
makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it's the hockey generation
gotta be,
apparently,
yeah,
young
yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
So that we'll just leave that on its own there.
Whatever.
Do you guys have any other sports you guys follow along, or just like you so focused with football? And all
Guys, come on, the Oilers.
Yeah?
The Oilers.
I've been like getting in more into hockey since I've been up here. I feel like it's great that I came to Edmonton so I can naturally be an Oilers fan by default. So hockey, I went to my
You've
first
got the
Oilers.
good time with the Oilers too
Yeah.
here. And where's it 10 years ago where it wasn't so good around here?
Yeah, my first hockey game was like in October. I saw them play against the team out of Calgary.
Flames.
The
That's a good
Flames.
game to go to.
And
Good
so
battle of Alberta.
That was a nice little environment. I've been hoping that they, go ahead and. My prediction is that the Oilers take it in 6.
Boom.
That's
what I heard,
That's
too.
been my prediction.
Boom.
Now,
Are you an
I had
Oiler
the
fan?
games wrong though.
Yeah.
Are you just saying that?
No.
Okay.
Funny enough, I never really watched hockey, right? But like I'm familiar with hockey. I'm familiar with their game, But like in Toronto, it's like you don't really like the Leafs. Disappointing. Disappointing. Can't get
They
behind
ever.
that. Yeah. Can't get behind that.
Yeah.
So it's like you're familiar with it, but it's like I've never really gone to it. But once I got here, it was like just kind of seeing the energy the city has and like just just the aura.
The
Is that right?
The aura.
There you go. Well done.
Right?
Round of
There you
clicks.
go. There you
We do round of clicks on the show.
There we go.
Round of clicks.
Just
for
the
you.
aura
like
they
what we
had.
do.
It was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
lately I've just really been getting into it. It's like no, like I think the Oilers might be my team. I think they might be my team for real.
They
And
are
I'm
fun
glad.
to watch. You know, when you watch Connor McDavid do his thing, it's. I still like he's year 11 or is he 10?
11.
11. Yeah.
I still get stunned by what he can do. I think everyone still gets stunned.
How old
This
is
guy
he?
just does something. He's
28.
28, 29. Yeah.
Dang.
Guy, right when he was 18, he came in. So.
He does things that you're just like, I don't know how. Well, even Leon was asked that question a couple days ago about that pass. Or no, Connor was asked about the pass he made, and Leon's like, you can't teach that. It's just absolutely incredible. It's the same, like I'd say with Trey, like what he does when those plays break down and stuff. I don't think you can teach that.
No.
Yeah.
That's just the stuff. So, okay. So Oilers, hockey right now, basketball at all?
Basketball, it depends. Sometimes I'm into it, sometimes I'm not. When I'm in the off season, I live in New Orleans in the off season, so by default, I'm looking at the Pelicans. They haven't been.
Sorry about that.
But
Yeah, right
but
now.
the buzz been, them getting the draft pick. Have they done the NBA draft yet?
No.
No, coming up soon.
So
I think.
the buzz been around them trying to get Cooper Flag. So we're
Oh,
gonna see.
trading up with Dallas for.
We're gonna see. So
Who knows what Dallas is going to do? I mean,
Well, Jason Kidd is staying.
is
The Knicks were trying to grab him, but Kidd is staying there. I don't know. Cooper Flag. I'm a Duke. I cheer for Duke for basketball. So Cooper
I have
Flag
to
fine.
ask Nick this because they're talking about expanding the NHL, and New Orleans is one of the cities
Yeah,
that they might
I
go
saw
to.
that.
Do you think that would fly there?
I think it would.
How come?
Simply because it's like New Orleans. I always explain to people like New Orleans, there's really no place kind of like it because it's a city, but like it's not a big city. So like everybody is really in touch with their sports teams there. And then you got to understand like outside of New Orleans, there's really nothing there that's in proximity because like there's no sports team in Alabama. There's no sports team in Mississippi. Texas is right there, but it's Texas. Yeah. Texas is kind of its own place within itself. And so, like, that's why, like, everybody that's, like, down there, Saints, Pelicans. And so I feel like, them bringing an NHL team, like, would bring, like, more revenue to the city. And overall, like, it would just be booming because it's something new. It's something to give them, that city has been through a lot, from natural disasters to just, a lot of different things with Katrina and things like that. So it's just, they really get behind their sports teams because when a lot of things are going wrong, like, the sports teams really impact the city.
Yep.
Like when I was at Tulane, because I went to college down there, we won a championship. That did so much for the city. Like it was people literally like after we won a championship, like coming up saying that like we've changed their lives. Like simply because they've been Tulane fans for all they can remember and just the impact that we're able to have to give them something positive considering that the city gets hit with so many negatives, so to just have that, I feel like an NHL team to just come there and just give the city a new piece of revenue to not just, bring financial status, but just something to believe in would be good for it.
I like that. I thought it was interesting when New Orleans started popping up for expansion. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you're there, you're around it, That's why I asked, so.
You talk a lot of football with your brother always, or do you guys try to avoid
Always.
talking? Always?
Always.
He's always talking football?
Always. He might just call me randomly. Hey, look at this. All right, send it to me. And just hold it like his phone, like, he just like show me a play. And we just like kind of talk, which is kind of cool. We kind of get both perspectives. Like he'll give me like a perspective on the offense if like, if I'm watching film and if he's watching something, like he'll give me a perspective and I'll be like, I don't know, like, okay, I could see you trying to take this leverage. You might have to do this, So it's kind of cool. It's pretty cool. The night before, like, I flew out here, he came up to Toronto just, like, on, like, a quick weekend visit.
Yeah.
And usually we train all off season, but, like, this off season was a little different because, of course, like, having to, like, move here, to a new city and, like, a couple trips to, like, Kenya and like, to Nigeria and stuff. So it was, like, a little bit busy. So we didn't really get a lot of, like, on field as we usually do. So like the night before we left, I think it was like 8 or 9 p.m. The sun was setting. And I was like, man, we haven't worked out today at all, huh? He was like, you want to go to the field? We just went out to the field and we were probably there. It's like midnight. Just turned like the car light on, just running routes, had a friend throwing the ball, But it's like as we're like running each rep, we're kind of just like talking about like, okay, like I'd be like, all right, I felt you were, trying to push me vertical here. I knew like you're just trying to push me vertical so you could come back inside. So it's kind of cool to have a brother to do that way.
Speaking of brothers, obviously Trey and Terrell are on the team. You have 2 Grey Cup rings against Terrell's team though.
Oh, okay.
With the Argos, he won the 2 against the Blue Bombers. Any little comments being made? Now you guys inside, or have you just left that one?
That's in the past.
That's what's in the past.
Did you get your ring? Because they just had the unveiling the other day. It looks nice.
No, I didn't. I did know what the rings like were gonna look like. Thankfully, like I was on the committee, so like I helped kind of.
Oh, was there a committee?
Yeah,
Oh,
to
okay.
like design the ring, so I knew what it was gonna look like.
Well, those look sharp. So well done on the design of that.
Yeah,
Those look
Shout
really
out the
good.
boys.
Well, hopefully you guys could be on a committee this year.
Yeah.
At the end, planning a Edmonton Elks Grey Cup ring.
sure.
Royce, Nick, really appreciate you coming in to the Hangout. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your bye week. I know you guys are back, I think, Saturday. Things get going. And then the home opener, once again, get your tickets, go elks.com. Elks home opener Thursday, June 19th. These boys will be in action against the Montreal Alouettes. Again, thank you for your time. Really appreciate this.
Thank you
Guys for having us.
Up next, we got Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss. We got Oil Stream. We got EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, all until 6 o'clock, followed by Crush Performance and Oilers Live as well on our audio streams later today. On behalf of Royce, Nick, Bellsy, Benny, Tommy, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Angle presented by Sentinel Storage on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Lock Shop in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,